I apologize about that, everybody. It's probably a face you don't super recognize, but you should. And you're still muted, by the way. Literally wrote one of the best books, pretty much what I would consider the book on Afrofuturism. It's what I read when I got started with Swordsfall, so I'm very pleased to have writer, author, entrepreneur, creative, amazing Ytasha Womack with us as a judge. Huzzah!
Hello.
Unfortunately, the voice actor for Mirko could not be here. As everybody knows, Chadwick Boseman died yesterday, and needless to say, like, that really hit the Black community hard. So she's kind of taking a moment to herself. She has, however, gone through all the art. I sent it out to everybody early on. So she has seen the art, and she's already sent her messages, and also wanted everybody, all the artists, to know that it was amazing. The art that we got was just purely amazing. So she sent in her judges and all that kind of stuff. So I know she's like, either way, we're still going to go through with the show. I really wanted to not only highlight the amazing art that everyone did, but also give people a chance to see some of it, you know, because I think initially people just thought it was going to be a contest and we were going to give away some stuff and that was going to be it. And I'm a little more extra than that. So I wanted to have like an award show. I mean, ideally you want to do some fancy stuff, but I don't know how to do fancy stuff, so this is my fancy. Yet. You know, for first time out, it went really, really well. The end count on the GoFundMe was 11,000. So we literally raised 11,000 to do nothing but this art. So all that money goes to literally their pockets. So everybody who entered the contest gets paid.
Hey.
Every single person. So regardless if they didn't win today, if they're not a grand finalist or whatnot, doesn't matter, because still getting $100. Bare minimum, $100 in their pocket. So, yeah. So, you know, it was one of those things where I heard people talk a lot about the issues with art contests where it felt like they were just doing free labor. And I feel that, you know. At the same time, I love a good art contest. Like, it's my jam. So I kind of wanted to have my cake and eat it too. So I was like, well, maybe if I could convince people to be like, hey, what if we crowdfunded all of this? And yeah, they did. As well as a ton of sponsors. So many sponsors, in fact, of which I literally cannot memorize them all. I tried. So instead, I'm going to read everyone all the amazing prizes that we're going to give out as well. And as well, I hadn't really told people because I didn't want people to show up just for stuff. But I will also be raffling off some of Kings and some other stuff during this little contest. Everybody gets some stuff today. So I'm like Oprah, but like nerdier. Everybody gets some stuff.
Yep.
Also had to show off because it's you know, today it's like one of my favorite shirts.
Yes!
My Black Panther shirt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually wore this to the premiere, so, and that felt like super good. I was like, I had to have some Black Panther gear to go to the movies, so, and I saw that and I was like, let me get that. So, had to cop that today because have to. All right, let's talk about the prizes we're gonna give away today. So, first place, grand prize finalist from myself. I'm gonna be called Swordsfall Studios, but like, it's me. First place, I'm giving the biggest size canvas print we have, which is 24 by 36. It's big. It's like big. So the winner will get canvas print of their choice, and there's like 30 choices, so whatever. Pick what you want. Second prize gets a t-shirt of the choice, and I'll be giving a PDF copy of Summon of Kings to all the entrants. And that's from like me to everybody who got into the contest. I guess, do I want to start with the big prize? I guess you're supposed to like leave the big prize for last, aren't you? Isn't that like
build up
etiquette for this stuff? We'll build up to it. We'll scroll down because I think I put it in order of like. So shout out. So not only did companies give, but we had a whole bunch of individual people give. Unfortunately, there was a lot of people who messaged me, and I was like, I can't, because people just started messaging me stuff. I was like, this price pool is getting too much. So this isn't the three people who are on this list. They're not the only ones. They were honestly just the first three people to get to me before I had too many people. So I super appreciate everybody who wanted to give. I super appreciate it. Next year, I'll figure out a better way to do it. It was just me by myself and in the middle of writing stuff, so I was not expecting all this. But shout out to SuperDillion for giving the first place a copy of the Neverland RPG, which if you haven't seen that, it's super, super dope. And like Neverland, like Peter Pan, but not like Peter Pan, but like the world. I haven't had a chance to dive into it too much, just because like my motto is when I'm writing, I don't like to dive into stuff that I think I might accidentally like take from. That's just me. But like I have it, it's in my folder. I'm like waiting to read it. Super cool. So that's gonna be awesome. And then also the first 20 of the entrants, which I'm doing it literally by the order of who emailed first for the application. The first 20 get a PDF copy of Neverland RPG. So super dope. And Avery Adler for first place, they gave, because another RPG creator, they gave a copy of The Quiet Year, Dream Askew, Dream Apart, Monster Hearts 2, and Variations of Your Body and Ribbon Drive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. So get those. And then second place gets a copy of The Quiet Year, and these are hard copies. And then all the entrants are going to get a PDF copy of The Quiet Year. So super cool.
Oh my! I should have entered the contest.
Yeah, right.
I told people to enter.
But I should have. Dang.
Jonathan Sifton actually messaged me and was like, hey, I want to give away Swordsfall books to people. So he actually paid to get 20 Kindle copies of Swordsfall Volume 1, basically it's a little teaser of Swordsfall. So he chipped in to get 20 copies. So the first 20 entrants are getting a Kindle version of that. So super dope to that. Charisma 20 Bodycare. The first 40 entrants will receive a free bar of their RPG class themed soap, which is dope. I'm
sorry, what?
Yes, RPG class themed soap.
What does the Warlock? Please, if you're in chat, I need a link for the Warlock soap, please and thank you.
It's super good.
Many questions.
Annual contest, quarterly contest. I don't know. I want to do it again. I just don't know when, but definitely we will.
Hourly contest, you coward.
Hourly contest. How much can you give? Campfire writing software, which is a cool program. I use it too. First place gets a copy of that. So props to that. It's really great for world building, writing. It's a really cool way to keep track of like characters, organizations, places like that, and it's all offline. So if you're one of those people who don't want your stuff online,
this is like the most awesome gift package selection I've ever heard in the history of contests.
Oh, we're just getting started. There's a lot. When I had to tell individual people no, because like companies were sending me stuff, like legit people were like, what, art contests, like celebrating black like art? And I was like, what, you care? They're like, what, you want stuff? I was like, yeah. And they're like, yeah. So here we are. Pelgrane Press is giving the first place winner a signed limited edition copy of Swords of the Serpentine upon release.
Nice.
So another book. And then The Rook and the Raven. Every entry will receive a $50 gift card to the Rook and Raven store. And they do a lot of cool stuff.
Okay,
a lot of cool stuff.
What if I just show you a sticky note that I'm working on right now? I would like
sticky note. MA contest.
Count it.
It counts, right?
Right. It's not too late to enter, is it?
Enter in the award show, right? Okay, so tabletop loot. To the first, second, and third place, they all get a $50 gift card to the Tabletop Loot store. So get some dice. Evil Hat is giving away some stuff, and this is pretty cool. I guess I should do it in reverse order. So for one, every entry will receive a PDF copy of Uprising. Yes. So third place will get a physical copy of Uprising and a $50 gift certificate good toward anything in their store. Second place will get a physical copy of Uprising and a $75 gift certificate. Chat saying y'all's volumes is too low, ladies.
Okay, I can push myself up.
I'm overpowering you with my announcer voice today.
Okay.
You're good. I can fight you on this. Let's go.
Yes.
Hear me.
I hope this is better.
Here, I'll just it's probably because we'll turn this up like this, and then we'll turn this down like so.
I pushed myself up a little bit, but I don't want to peak too much.
Let them peak. Okay, and for the first place, Evil Hat is giving away a physical copy of Uprising and a $100 gift certificate good toward anything in their store.
I wish I could draw.
Green Ronin was a sponsor.
It's in Portland.
Well, this was for anybody. So there's people internationally who got into the contest. It was all you had to do was know I had the. Oh, the store? It's online. So on their online store. Online. So all this is online. You don't have to go anywhere. Social distancing is in effect. Some of the physical stuff either I'll be sending it to, or they'll be sending it directly to the winners. So not you, the audience. You, artist watching. And then Green Ronin, for every entrant, they will receive a PDF copy of the Basic Heroes Handbook for Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition.
Heck yeah!
Yeah. And then first and second place will get a physical copy, mind you, of the Basic Heroes Handbook, the Deluxe Game Master's Guide, Rogues Gallery, Super Team Handbook, Road Trip to Ruin, Height of the Storm, and Atlas of Earth Prime. That sounds like everything. So that's the whole team. That's the whole kit.
Want it.
Pouting, want to be artist.
I know. We want to trade places with the applicants. Can they judge?
Yeah. How about this? I'll judge you and you judge me, and then we'll just give each other.
And then we'll just give prizes. Right. I mean, I like the sound of that. Okay, and then Onyx Path Games was also a sponsor. And they decided that every entry will receive a PDF copy of Trouble on the Still Pier, a Dystopia Rising Evolution Jumpstart. Ooh. Mo Games. And first place will receive the Dystopia Rising PDF bundle. So I don't know what all is in the PDF bundle, but it's a bundle, so it has stuff. More than one. Yes. And then Masif. I have to ask them if it's Masif or Masif. I'm assuming it's Masif. Masif Press, who do Lancer. First place will get a copy of Lancer RPG, the hardcover, and the PDF.
Nice.
And it's a sweet book. I have it myself on my bookshelf. You will like it. Metalweave Games is giving away, for first place, a signed limited edition Embers of the Forgotten Kingdom hardcover. Physical. And every entry will receive a PDF copy of Embers of the Forgotten Kingdom as well. Can't forget that. And then our friends at Nerdburger Games is giving every entrant a PDF copy of Capers. Super fun game. Which the layout is also done by Owen, who does the same layout for me, for Summon of Kings and for Welcome to Tycor. So, good stuff.
Nice.
Wow.
And then first, second, and third place will receive a physical copy of the Capers Deluxe hardcover. Mo Books. And then Hit Point Press is giving every entrant a PDF copy of Humblewood. And then first place will receive a deluxe Humblewood box, which is super dope. I also have that. You will like that.
Nice.
Y'all didn't realize how much stuff I was giving away. I kept telling people, I was like, you want to be in this contest. People are like, yeah, I was like, you want to be in this? Well, I don't know. You want to be in this contest. Next time I tell you to enter, y'all better enter. I don't play for myself. I don't play for y'all. Let this be known. Because we ain't done yet.
When's the next one? I swear I will Google draw. I will Google draw good though.
Next time you see a contest, you see Swordsfall's name, you better like run and be like, yes.
I feel like I'm levitating right now with all the joy, the euphoria of the gift giving.
Oh,
yeah.
Like wait till we get to the bigums.
Are
we not at the bigums?
Well, see, we did have time to draw something in this reading. We totally had time. You were sabotaging our victory.
I'm in
Gotta
here.
save all the prizes.
Now.
Gotta save all the prizes.
I know.
All right, so Roll Inc., which Ebon Expedition will be on there when it opens up, along with Lancer books and a motherboard book and a whole bunch of cool stuff. Second and third place is getting 1 year of the Roll Master Edition at launch, which is what you need to do all the fancy, shiny stuff to play with it. And first place will get a 1 year of the Roll Master Edition at launch and a free copy of the 5th Ebon Expedition. That's my book.
Nice.
You'll want that. There will be mechs and crafting. It'll be dope. Trust me.
This is my submission, and I worked very hard on it.
Yes.
Please hand me all the stuff. I would like one of everything, please.
I would like one of everything, please, and thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Our buddies at Hero Forge Minis wanted to give away some stuff as well. They decided that third place would get a $50 gift code to their store. Second place will get $75. And first place will get a $100 gift code to the Hero Forge Mini store.
Amazing.
Which, if you've been there, you can do some damage with 100.
Yo.
For real.
Known.
It is known. Paizo is giving away some stuff. Every entry will receive a PDF copy of the Starfinder Core Rulebook. Yeah. What?
No!
And then first place will get the Starfinder Core Rulebook PDF, the Starfinder Starship Operations Manual PDF, and Starfinder Character Operations Manual PDF. A Paizo account is required.
Nice.
Freenos.
This is epic. This is very epic.
Okay, we're almost there. 4 left. I don't believe you. It's a lie. R.Talsorian Games. Every entry will receive a PDF of their choice from the vast R.Talsorian library. So that's your Cyberpunk, that's your Witcher. That's a lot of stuff.
I look forward to being sent all of these in the mail.
And so for how do I want this? So first, second, and third place, and this is a cool one. They'll receive a half-hour Zoom meeting with Jay Kovac, who is the art director of R.Talsorian Games, to review their portfolio.
That's amazing. That's huge.
That's a good one.
And then on top of that, the first place will get a signed copy of Cyberpunk Red Core Rulebook upon release.
Oh, heck yes.
So you get that book with Pondsmith's signature on it.
That's dope.
Okay. And then we have Clip Studio Paint. Second and third place will get Clip Studio Paint Pro for a 1-year license.
Oh.
Holy crap.
First place will get Clip Studio Paint Pro with an unlimited license.
Hey, pass me your drawing so I can color it.
Yeah, okay. Teamwork.
Application.
Teamwork. And then we have
trying to be the most corrupt judges.
I don't blame you. This is a good price pool. I was looking at this stuff. I was like, man, why am I not an artist? Copic markers. For one, they sent a couple of 6-piece sets of entries, which I'll have to figure out how to send them out. One of them I'm sending to Tumo because they want Tumo to do some art. Third place will get a Copic Sketch 12-piece set of markers. These are like the good kind.
Yeah.
I have them physically behind me, actually. And a Sketch 6-piece set. Second place will get the Copic Sketch 24-piece set and a Sketch 6-piece set. And first place will get a Copic Sketch 30-piece set A, Blending Basics 7-piece set, Skin Tones 6-piece set, and a Brights 6-piece set. I don't really know markers, so I don't know what that is, but I looked at this stuff, and that stuff is not cheap, so...
Copic markers are so good. I remember back in my like weeb days that there was always like the super massive booth at Anime Expo was like Copic markers, and they're so good and pretty and
that makes sense.
Clean and professional quality.
Because they came from Japan. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you know.
That's how you know. And then the main prize, grand final prize. You know what? Actually,
what? Oh.
I'll show you.
Well, now that he's gone, I've officially done a coup. I'm taking over the stream. I'm in charge now. And I award first prize to Ytasha. You did it! Yay!
Thank you. I am the winner. And I think we should, as a, because I'm gracious and you awarded the prize to me, I'm going to give the prize to you.
Oh my God!
You were so generous.
Oh my God! Look at us.
So I asked people, I was like, hey, I'm not an artist. What's a really cool prize that artists would like? And they were like, oh, these places. One of them was Copic. The other one was XP Pen USA.
Ooh. Shut up!
An artist play display tablet. It's in my hand. Grand prize winner. So literally, this has become the, you want to be an artist starter pack.
Well, while you were gone, we did a tiny coup. So we won it, and everyone else can go home. So you could just forward that to me. Thank you so much.
If you could just, please, thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, so gracious. Thank you so much.
All right. With that said, I guess we can start this whole thing. I just want to make a point of when Brandon says we're going to do a contest and is going to do some cool stuff.
Where is the lie? Where is the lie?
I think people think I play, and I'm like, I don't play. I don't play.
If they
I don't play.
Before, now they know that you do not play at all.
I do not.
I can vouch.
I like cool stuff for myself, and I really like cool stuff for other people.
Heck yeah.
Truly. All right. Let's talk about some art. Let me pull up people's names because I want to make sure everyone gets credit where credit is due.
Yes.
All right. I'm not going to pull them up in any order because it's like there's really no way to decide an order. So we're just going to like have at it.
All right.
Drum roll.
So, I don't know. I didn't think about how to actually make it so everybody could see it.
Everyone can see it?
Well, like, in terms of like... Yeah.
Oh, I can just pull it up.
Okay. So, this one is from Randy Williams. And... Let me pull up, because I think they had a little clip of... Some of them put a little, like, clip of something about it. Let me see if I can find it real quick and make sure. No, they just basically said it took a little while to come up with the concept and ideas. It came out amazing, so good job on them. I really like this piece.
It's so pretty. I love a good like we live in space situation, and it's just clean and cute, and like I want one of these obviously non-dairy shakes that are being offered in this food truck in the background.
It's got this like warm feeling to it, like it's an actual place I'd want to actually go to.
Right? Oh. And the vibe. It's just so cute. I just love joy. And I think this is just a genuinely very happy photo. Like cute selfie in the future, in space.
I like how you can kind of tell they're taking like a cute selfie as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's just got that cute selfie vibe to it, and it's got like the trucks. One thing I've noticed is a vibe in some of them is like, maybe, I don't know if it's a black thing, but like food trucks. I've noticed a few of them had like food trucks, and they're like, man, I will wreck a food truck. Man. Wreck.
Truth. It's always, yeah.
Especially if I walk up and the menu has 0 English, I'm like, oh,
That's
we're
how
about
you
to
know.
throw down. We just communicate in nothing but like sounds and hands and yep.
Yep. If you see like people from the culture from which the food comes in the line for it, that's how I know.
When they walk up and they know everybody in there, you know you're good.
Yep. When they're like, oh, hey, and you're like, yes, you've done this before. I trust you.
You're a regular. Oh, I don't want to stretch. Don't be silly. There we go. Fit. And so this was actually one of the first ones to come in, and this is accessibility in Afrofuturism. And let me pull up their name.
Heck yes.
This is Rue Dickey. And let me drop their info. Make sure, so one thing I'm trying to do, y'all, is take the time to drop their social medias and give them a follow. Like, because obviously, like, you're here for the good times and whatnot. But also, you know, like, I really want to see them all really get some love. You know, when people ask me all the time about Black artists, and I want to be like, well, did you look at the contest?
Yep. Oh, it's beautiful.
But yeah, so it was really cool to see, like, one of the first things like people thought about was accessibility, which you'll see this is a theme in all of the art, man. Like, and I didn't tell them, you know what I mean? Like, there's no oh, like SJW told people what to do. Like, I just told people, hey, like, blackness in the future.
Yep.
And that's it. You can ask any artist. I didn't tell them anything else. Like, black in the future, have at it, have fun, be free.
I just love this idea. Sorry if I can jump in. I just love the idea of like, how do you even talk about or envision a future, like Afrocentric or not, that doesn't have like leaps and bounds in accessibility and like acceptance and embracing and elevating and celebration of like all different walks of life. And like, I mean, like, we can talk about like just the concepts that are thrown here. I love the like gold, like marbling on the floor, matched with like the circuitry of the walls. Like, also, I mean, obviously I'm super weak to the Minority Report, like zoom in enhance screen. So like, I just love this.
Which
so
like
much.
I use those in my world too, because there's just something cool about it, like a curved, you know, and I just at least once in Swordsfall, someone will be like enhance.
You have to
enhance.
Or is it even tech if you don't zoom in enhance once?
If you don't zoom in into their iris to solve a crime, are you even trying?
Right? I love it.
Right,
Having said that, I would be totally bad at that because I talk with my hands too much. I'd just be like slapping people in the face with my digital screen.
I just deleted this program accidentally.
Yeah. Oh no! All of my music.
Okay, so this one is by so much art. So this is Angolian Family Dinner by Leo Paidade. Apologies if I mess up names.
You know what I liked about that one is that you don't always see these depictions of like families in the future.
Yes. Except in this contest, there was it's just so much family. Like, it's just interesting. Like, it really strikes me as to, like, what happens when you get black artists to just let them free, you know, like, family, instantly. Like, you could see, like, I almost wonder how much of this is inspired by their actual family, because this has, like, an actual, like, pulled up my family photo vibe to it, you know? And like you can't see the camera in the viewpoint, but you know that like the picture itself is like from the camera roll, right? Like, yeah, I love that feel. It's even got like the like format for it for the camera roll, and all like the headwear. And I'm a big fan of hair, especially as a gamer, where like it feels like you can never have black hair unless it's like an afro or you're bald. So seeing like bantu knots and stuff like that.
This artist went off on the hair. Like everyone has a different texture and a different style, and just damn, I got lost in this, specifically on that. Like, let's talk about like the curls on the mom putting out like food in the back, and
and the piercings.
Yeah,
I love it. The armpit hair, like I love it.
It's so cute.
Everything about this is legit. It's got so much soul and personality to it. This is
so good.
This is one of the ones that it's on the top of my list personally. This is one of the ones that I saw and I was instantly like, oh man, this feels like home in a picture.
Yep.
And the future is supposed to feel cozy. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to always feel like steely and distant and
Yeah.
you know.
Doesn't have to be
we're-
dark and
Yeah.
gritty.
It can have bright colors and fun hairstyles.
True.
As it should.
I like that. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say that it's just specifically Afrofuturism, but like there is something very like that stands in rejection of like the iPod future of like everything's going to look more and more like Apple products, and that like cold and clinical and minimalist and like clean, but also like devoid of like warmth or light or connectivity that I love that like all of these artists really leaned into. Like, it's the future, but how does that bring people together more?
Yeah, that was the thing, and you'll see it in this next one for sure. There's a sense of togetherness in all of these that's just so good. Yeah, I love this one.
My whole heart.
Right, and then I love the little Easter egg. Like you see the basically like Future Storm in the in the TV, like the kind of New York Times kind of vibe to it. And then once again, hair is just on point with this contest. Like it. There was a point where I was looking at the art folder and I kind of got mad, and I was just like, you know what? All the times that people were like, well, we don't know how to do black hair, and it's like, oh, well, yeah, because you don't have any black artists, because everyone had wild hair, and there was not a single one where someone just had generic hair. Not a one. Everyone had hairstyle, you know? Color, like, the blue in Homeboy's dreads made me want to go out and, like, dye my hair.
Yo, right?
I was like, this is it. This is the look. This is the look. And
like,
I love it.
Oh.
And it's something about like feeling comfortable embracing culture.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to downplay culture to tell, you know, these visual narratives. Like there's a lot of richness in these spaces.
A lot. They all tell a story. They really do. I love it. Yeah, and this is by Dion Harris, aka the Shoe Thief.
I love Homegirl with the vitiligo in the back, just like,
yeah,
that is the energy I want every day of my life forever.
And just has that like, you can't mess with me, like, step off energy. I love it. I don't have the social media on this one, but I'll have to drop it later. There will be a big article with all these pictures on it later on for people as well, so I will make sure that everybody sees these forever.
Can we talk about the Grinch?
Yeah, on the TV. The little like faux ads I love.
Yep.
Like those little touches I love like that, where it's like, okay, we're used to ads, but like how can I make a statement with an ad?
Yep.
And yeah, I love that.
Amazing.
Okay, so Freedom Day.
Yeah, that Grinch sneaks up on you. I was like, this is so pretty. Is that the Grinch? Okay.
And so this one, Freedom Day.
What day of the year is this, and when can I celebrate it?
Today.
Please, thank you. Okay, perfect.
This artist is Denise Johnson, aka Diddly Sweet.
Yes.
Hey, I like that. You can call me Diddly Sweet.
And I wonder if she's like, it's kind of cool because it's like she's speaking to like Juneteenth here in the United States in one way.
I kind of got that vibe.
Yeah. And also, you know, most countries that have populations of enslaved Africans have like a day to commemorate the end of enslavement.
There you go.
Yeah. And like, it's interesting because I'm always, which this is pretty much what they said. This picture is a snapshot of Freedom Day, a celebration of black culture in every part of life. So pretty much is like, which is interesting. It's one of those things where I remember when I was a kid, I don't feel like Juneteenth was really talked about. Like I knew about it, but it was not really a thing. And now like there's this resurgence, and it's fun to see because most of these artists, for the most part, are young. I don't want to say like young like kids, but like below 30-ish, you know? So it's interesting to see how they all take stuff like Juneteenth and have figured out like how to embrace it in their own like modern 2020 way, you know?
Yeah, in a really weird way, this reminds me so much of like downtown San Diego during Comic-Con. I know that's like a very specific reference, but like, it just gives me like that kind of like a bunch of nerds all together, like just vibing. Like, I don't know, it keeps reminding me of things that are grounded in like the actual world in like all of these really pleasing ways.
There's also something about the like the skyline too that just hits right.
Yeah,
like, something about a clean skyline and people around and it's festive. It just feels alive. All right, move on to the next one. This one is ginormous because there's no sense of form on this thing. All right, there we go. This one is from Allison Terry. The title is Night in the City.
Yes.
I like it. I like it's for me it's about the pose.
Yeah.
There's like this what you gonna do about it? I'm hanging out.
Heck yeah.
Like I'm chilling here. What about it? And it's very like, and I've also noticed is a strong anime vibe through a lot.
Oh my god, yes.
Because like my gen kind of grew up ish on anime, but like this younger gen really grew up on anime. Like it was already a thing. They didn't have to pretend that it was weird. It was like, yeah, everybody watches anime, you know?
Yeah.
So you could see how it's infused in them, but they're mixing the culture with it. Like once again, the hair. It's always the hair and the outfits.
Yeah.
Two number one things I see every time. And this is like it's an outfit I could see someone literally wearing to the city, 100%.
Heck yeah! I love the like trail on her eyes.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
That's what gives it like that little taste of anime vibe.
Yep.
Not like this one.
And I love all the sparkles because it reminds me of just a fan cam, and I'm like, I stand whoever this is.
And like the pockets say danger on it.
Yep.
Yep. It's the little touches. I really appreciate when people do stuff like that.
And there's a lot of vibrancy. I just think that one of the cool things about so many of the pieces is it captures this emotion.
Yes.
Because, you can be like technically good and that's cool, but it's like, are you capturing an emotion? Are you relaying a moment? Is it tied to, it could be something inspirational, but does it sort of transcend the scene that you're depicting?
And that's so what it did for me. 100% did it for me.
Heck yeah.
The fan cam comment what gets me because it's like, yep, I can totally see it. It's the fan cam stars. It's every time. And then this one, make sure this is all fit to screen. Okay, yeah, I thought it was a little bit bigger. This one is amazing. Let me find the name of this. This one is from Tobis Wheeler, and the title is Homegrown.
I love it so much. I love people feeling comfortable in a future, and like from the sitting pose to like the dog just chilling. I love this idea of a world where like the future is like not mundane but commonplace enough that people are like cozy in it.
I would be surprised if that wasn't their dog.
Yeah.
Like that looks like a portrait of their own doggo. Like just the doggo like, are you still doing art? Okay, I'll sleep. And you're like, well, I'm drawing you now into my drawing now.
It's so neat how warm the images are because it's such a juxtaposition from a lot of ways that we see the future depicted.
Yeah.
Normally it's like bleak and dark and there's corporations and like even a few pieces that do have a sense of corporation, it's usually just like feels more like we're modern, like people have to hold money, whatever, but we're out here styling and being human and it never feels oppressive, right?
Yeah.
No one's trying to impress anybody in any of these, so big fan of this one. Tobis Wheeler, and I think I already dropped. Okay, I'm trying to move it along because I know we got quite a bit and people have things to do. Moving on to the next one. This one is titled Afropunk Music, and this is another really good one. We fit this to screen. Boom.
Yes,
that's so fun.
It's
Hair,
so
boom.
fun.
Outfit, boom.
Yep.
It's
Like
every-
the glow on the bottom of like the knee-high sneakers. Like, why don't I own those shoes? That's
like,
It's
can you make
motion.
those right now? Yeah. Like,
Like
I wonder
in
if they,
motion.
I wonder if they're supposed to light up like when they walk, you know, like Michael Jackson style, you know?
Yep. Oh, so
And also, I
good.
like how the music note in the front's like a keyboard, but I almost thought it was a skirt piece at first.
Yeah. Oh, so
If this
good.
was like an anime character, it would be both. It would be a skirt piece that unfolds into a keyboard that then spins out and then cuts people like a cutting fan, because that's how anime works.
right.
I just made that up right now. So
It just gives me a lot of like Rihanna / goth / Hatsune Miku vibes. Like there's a lot happening, and I love all of it.
Afro Hatsune, I love that one. And the artist handle is Divix.
Nice.
And let me throw out their Instagram versus the normal Twitter.
Love it.
And the actual title is Future Lo-Fi.
Oh my gosh, chill beats to just envision a beautiful future too.
Absolutely.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Let me
it's
get
so
some.
much like movement in it, which I think was really cool.
This is one that I could see being fully animated as just like either like a music video, or I don't know. I'm really in love with like my anime idea right now.
Yes.
I say that partially because I made like a joke post about Sailor Scouts and mechs, and people liked it. So I was like, bro, I'm a writer, so why don't I just write it?
That though.
So, you know. And then this one is, let me find the name of it. American Sister,
Ugh,
which I love.
this is
And
beautiful.
the artist is Imani Phillips. I really love this one.
I love the like folds of the fabric like in the hijab. It's so pretty.
Yes. And then like the look, when I first saw it, I was like, that's the tired look of please stop giving me shit.
Yeah.
I also love this country.
That though.
You know. But I am a huge fan, no surprise, of like statement pieces
Yeah.
where it's sure like it could just be gorgeous, but it's about like a point. It's about like a message, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel this one a lot.
It is
It's the
very
look that gets
emotionally
me.
evocative. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That whole look is a whole mood.
It's a whole mood. It's 2020 in a whole bag. Whole
And it's
bag.
very like human too, you know.
Yeah.
You know, again, kind of speaking to the warmth, but just like, again, we think of future of, you know, lasers and lights and it's
Beams.
like, no, there's the reimagining of oneself and just the beingness.
Just the future. And there's a lot of hope in all these pieces. And you'll see this in this next one. This is another one that's one of my personal faves, because
Yes.
the future cookout. It's the barbecue grill that gets me on this one.
The Beef Blaster 3000. Let's go.
It's just so perfect. It's just like, yeah, that's the future. Grilling and just like the kids hanging out and they're like, you done yet? And Uncle's like, back in my day, and they're like, oh my god, can we just eat?
It's so good.
And then also like once again the accessibility, because like the prosthetic and whatnot, and
Right?
and you can see that both on him and the lady in the background. So once again, just it's interesting to see. It's like we see like marginalized groups,
Yep.
you know, and just about every artist had like something to say about it all, and just yeah, like people are saying, this piece is full of love, just full of love.
Right.
Like you can feel the breeze too, and kiss the chef. Like I love that. I love this piece.
I just
He's
feel like
even
it's
got-
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say he's even got the dad. He's got the dad shoes and socks.
Yeah, like what are you doing? But like
That's
shout out
adorable.
to playing cards with like a robot in the background. I love
Yeah.
that little detail.
Little detail.
So
I like that one.
much. Where do I get that robot from my mom? Because I am so tired of her just wiping the floor with me when we play Spades.
I want to know who's winning.
Anymore.
I love it. I love it. I love this piece. And this is another one of those really warm, like, hits you in the oh, this is like home.
Yeah.
And then next up we have, whoops, covered up everybody. This one gave me like a huge Steven Universe vibe to it.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Ooh, Steven Universe and like even a little She-Ra for me. You love it.
Warm. Like, I'm curious if this one feels like hand drawn. So I'm curious if they did it traditional, or I don't know how they call it, but did you use your own hands in a physical thingy?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it's got like a starry feel to it at first, but then I thought that maybe that was like from Scan. I don't know. Either way, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm just curious now. But yeah, it's a party. Let me see. Artist.
I like the use of like blue too.
Right?
Like the layered blues, I think that was very thoughtful.
I noticed there was more people using blues than like dark colors or blacks. Okay. Usually instead of like a scheme where it might have been like blackish, they used blue instead.
Nice. Oh man. I just love that in a future where there's like glowing mushrooms and like vine lights and cool outfits, like easy up, pop-ups are those still exist. Like, thank you. I don't know why that makes me so happy. There's like a whole childhood of track meets, and I'm just like, that easy up though. Yep.
That's the best part about stuff like that. Is that little extra,
right? That little grounding moment. Like, yep.
Makes you feel seen. I'm trying to find their name.
I love the diversity of like body types. Pose from like homie on the far right. I like that is just unmitigated joy.
I was gonna say he's completely in the moment.
Right?
He's like, don't look at me, don't talk to me. This is my song.
I just need to move.
Like, I'm jealous. I was like, I want to feel like that. Like, damn, yeah. What song are you listening to?
You know what else? It's that you have some of the characters have like stripes.
Yes.
And we just don't always think about stripes in the
stripes. Future. Yeah, that's really true too. Because I guess stripes is one of those colors that like. It's not bad, but we kind of treat it like a faux pas or something like that. Like, we kind of wear stripes because it makes you whiter on camera. And they're like, fuck it. We dance. Yep. It's moonlight.
No, it looks super cool.
It does. Ugh, I love it.
Oh, and the artist in that one is Chikanma Poindexter. So,
nice.
Get that down there.
Thank you. That is beautiful.
And then the next one is...
Yes.
Once again, color.
And like cool futuristic heterochromia. Let's go.
Yes. Once again, like representation, why do you...
It's kind of a cool use of lighting too. Like
it made me think of like
shadow effects.
The club, like once again under the like kind of like hanging out celebration. They didn't have any notes for it, but that was what I thought when I saw this piece. As like this is a club kid in the future
for sure.
The mask is great. Like look at that pattern.
Yeah.
Juxtaposing that because it's black and white, like with these like blue, and the purple, and I just like the fact that it's like block colors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I kind of want the jacket. It's kind of fly.
I super want the jacket.
I want the mask.
Yes. It's the circuitry. Mask. It's hella good.
Ugh.
I love it. So this artist is Sarah Hardley.
Ooh, thank you, Sarah. I love the implication that the jacket like is a light source.
Oh yeah. I didn't catch up on that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got a fly jacket, it may as well like light up everything.
Right? Oh, so good.
Okay.
You cannot help but glow.
Right?
He's like the stay fly guy.
He really is. Okay. And this one I super love. This one is
Oh, that's fun.
Quintessian Train by Chelsea Roberts. About to hit the Millie Rock of the feature.
Get it.
That's so good. I really like that.
I love like
Catch me in the club. It's going down.
Pony on the left. It's just like this though, and light on hair makes me so happy.
The outfits though.
Right?
The outfits.
The use of color. I'm just like really excited about everyone's use of color.
Yes. And I'm just 100%. Everybody's use of color was just completely just ridiculous. It was just some of these like the stream doesn't do it justice. I think people will see when you see them like on the website, but they're vibrant. Yeah. Like just completely just wild in your face vibrant.
I just want this is the future that liberals want because it implies that Soul Train is back. Like
I'm okay with that.
See that train in the back?
Soul Train never went away, that's for sure.
It never went away.
Wait, is it still on the air? I don't.
No, we are Soul Train.
Okay, respect.
Yeah,
respect.
like it was on for up until like what, a couple years ago? It wasn't too long ago that I feel like it actually went away.
Okay.
Well, the awards are every year.
Because it's
that's
legit.
True.
Yeah. Where else are you gonna dance in the line like that?
That's the only they copyright on just dance down the line.
Like that's it. That's it. If you do that, that is the Soul Train. That is the Soul Train.
Choo-choo.
That is life. I had to teach a dance class once, and I made sure these kids knew how to do the Soul Train line. It's like, you will not turn 18 without knowing how to do the Soul Train line and calling yourself a dancer. You will be social. You will do this. You will know.
The Soul Train experience. I mean, as it should be. As it should be.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
This one is... Let me find the... Every time I go to this folder, I go back, it keeps reshuffling, and it's driving me. Okay, this one is City Celebration. Let's see. The artist is Shinkai. And look it over before I read it. I wanted the three women to be primary and held up by other women, since I noticed in Swordsfall there was a lot of prominent women from deities to leaders. I like traditional art and wanted it to be colorful and busy like that. So I drew on that as inspiration for this and attempted to merge it with digital.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
A couple different styles.
Yeah, and you can tell, and it really pulls it off. Really pulls it off. Like, I really want to know more about like this city in the background, because at first I was like, did they mean to go for what you think of as the Eye of Sauron, but it's actually a whole sun, or was that just me being a nerd? This is the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh, they beat Sauron. He's a whole sun now. They just turned him into a power source. Okay, black folks, I'm for it.
I just like this affirmation and like going back to the idea of like the future we want is one that is inherently like celebratory.
Yes.
And it makes
fireworks
super happy. Like, yeah, like I think the strong sense of like dark and gritty future, very like cyberpunk like came up in the shadow of like the Reagan USA years and the sort of celebration that was normal life. So you could like, you would lean harder into like dark and gritty and like dystopian. And I think because we like the context for this art contest was a trying time in a lot of people's lives that like their reaction to that is like celebration and openness and community and like big, beautiful blue skies with fireworks and all those things that like we look toward as contrast to our personal context right now. That's like chef's kiss. I love it.
And that's kind of what it's all about. That, I mean, and in a funny way, that's really what I was hoping people would do, you know. And I had a feeling like if you gave people a reason to make art and not have to make it gritty, that they would make it fun and vibrant. And they did. So next one, and I think this is going to be another one of those COD faves, because one of my faves. This one is... So this is from Clarissa Williams, aka Exist 9.
It's so pretty. And like, yeah, again, I feel like that central character is like extremely anime in its like reference set. But then homegirl with like the blue hair on the side is kind of
fabulous.
Yeah, but yeah. And I think it kind of morphs from like anime sensibility more towards that like Steven Universe, like round, soft, like bubbly animation style. Like it feels so contextually locked to exactly now, and I love it so much.
This is like a whole style.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And she really kind of, I think, captures, you know, the central character, you know, with the green hair really kind of draws you in. So on one set, you know, it's like, oh, okay, artistically, it's a focal point, but there's just like this gaze of engagement.
Yes.
You know, where you're just like, you're sort of drawn into the character and then as a result, drawn into the world.
It's like you said, it's the eyes. Like this has like a really classic movie poster feel to it.
For sure. I would watch this movie. Please give me this movie.
I would 100% watch this movie, this anime, whatever. Like I could almost see the action happening, whatever, and then zooms in on her and looks up and you zoom up and then title, you know, and it's got that vibe to it.
For sure.
Okay,
I have to dip out. Thank you
indeed.
so much for letting me
Thank you for being here.
Oh, this is so fun. Thank you everyone for submitting your art. It's beautiful. I've had such a good time poring over it and like
everybody say bye to Aabria.
Incapable of making choices. But bye. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you for being here. All right.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right, let me adjust this real quick.
Woohoo, so it's you and I now.
Yep, down to 2.
Now we get to rule the universe.
Once I get these all adjusted. Silly downside when like someone leaves on this stuff is it does weird stuff.
Like so interesting. Good tell. Well, now I feel fully knowledgeable on Twitch and.
See, now you're gonna have to Twitch on your own now. Cause see, like.
Yeah, I could do that. I mean, I see the light now. I know what to do.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty chill. Like I can have you on my show. We could talk about Afrofuturism. I'm sure people would love to hear that because I definitely have things I want to talk about on that side. So you should stream. I think the audience would agree.
I'll do that. Yeah, that works. I mean, I told you I've been doing the whole IG Live piece, which can feel very like internal and contained, right? Like you're in a closet reporting about life. I mean, I've been straight giving like history lessons and like theoretical discussions.
I mean,
like enough is enough. You will know.
That's kind of where we're at, though. That's what it takes. That's where we're at now. It's just like, look, someone's gonna learn this one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally like, okay, here's 4 topics on history. Pick which one you want me to do talk on. and they did a vote, and then I was like, screw it, I'm doing all 4 because you need to know all 4.
I mean, you do though. You really do though.
Right. So that has gotta be me. Like, okay, and today, talking about binary thinking in westernized society.
We could talk
Step
about
one.
that for a minute. A minute. Alright, I almost got this worked out. Oh. Excuse the live repair, everybody. So close. Almost. Nah, that'll work. Alright, let's continue this train. Alright, so on to the next one. Can we all just go live on Tycor now? One day. One day.
Yes. How big is Tycho?
The planet? I haven't like done the full measurements, but it's a little bit smaller than Earth in terms of like the overall size of the planet itself. But there's more water to land mass ratio. So people like, I don't know if people always realize it, but like that is like there's a map for the world, and that is the full world. Like it's a modern time, so there's no like world left to discover in terms of like land basin per se, but just like how we may know that Siberia is a place, it doesn't mean we have it all mapped out. So like that's kind of how my world works. Like you know it's there, just doesn't mean you can go there or survive there, or that someone else doesn't already live there and they're like, why are you in my house? And you're like, oh, this is your house? And they're like, yeah, this is my house.
Got it. Okay.
Alright, and new one. This one is from Aaron Radney, and title is Great Spirits. And I really like this one. Like it's got this whole like modern painting. Like this is like one of those how do you go? Like one of those like art heist kind of paintings, you know? Like almost depicts like a real event. I super dig this.
Yeah, it very much has the this empowered sense of I'm going to this peak to like speak to the spirits or to connect with. Well, I want to just say connect with nature in a general. It's like you're speaking to a water spirit, or you're speaking to the spirits of the sky. And an homage, but a quest for like wisdom. It's very cinematic.
Yeah, it's very cinematic, and like I like how you can see like what I assume are like birds, kind of around this. I kind of wonder if it's like the sort of like a white whale, that's sort of like the big creature or animal that's mythical, and people know it has like a name, and you just kind of assign tales to it. It's not like bad, but it's not good. It's kind of like get that island spirit god kind of vibe to it. I dig it. It's also got like this kind of like solace. Like I go up here to meditate.
Yeah, very much so. It's empowered, but it's respectful.
Yes.
It's reverent.
Yes, it's reverent.
And it's cool to be able to capture all that emotion, and we like don't see a face.
And almost it adds more emotion without the face in a way. Like it lets you kind of decide what it is for yourself, right? Alright, and this one is Festival. Oh. I forgot these ones always do it. Another fantastically beautiful piece.
Mm-hmm.
And let me pull up the info about this one.
Look at the lighting on this.
I think it's from a sun. I can't tell if it's a sun or a street light. The name of this one is Festival by Olivia Carrasco, maybe. Hope I said that right.
It's awesome. I like it. I think it's so cool because it almost reminds me of like those paintings in the late 1800s, where they're like it's almost kind of impressionistic, but like
yes,
futuristic, in terms of kind of like capturing the scene.
And it really does. Like it's another one of those ones where you can tell by the poses and how everyone's standing. Like there's a real party going on. There's like a real festival, and like I get a sense that whoever's up here at the top by this car or like driving speaker, or I think it's like a moving parade with like these like floating speakers.
And it's an homage to like a lot of different times. I mean, festivals have just been, we've had festivals as human beings forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then like artistically, it seems like it's an homage to like certain specific art periods, which is kind of cool.
It's just very, I don't want to say like evocative, but I get a sense of emotion, like a kind of like a great day and everyone's hanging out, and like the little details, like the patterns in the coat, from like the three people sitting by the table, and once again hair, outfits every time, and color.
Yeah, so cool.
Big fan of this one. All right. Also, before we move on to the next one, this one has a great sense of motion without people moving. The way like there's a subtle bit of like blur with what I assume are cherry blossoms coming down. It's like a nice little detail.
Yeah, I like the pennants.
Yes.
They're just kind of coming down through the middle. It's really cool.
I kind of wonder if like there's a story about like because it's got a kind of like a Five Nations kind of vibe to it. Like it makes me want to know about the story to it. Mm-hmm. I dig it. I like this piece a lot. And yeah, someone was asking, is that a sneaky Jamaican flag I see? It's like, I think that is up there at that top right. That's what I was thinking too. Alright, and next one. Hey, we in the club. I feel like Corona had people like wanting to go out and hang out because there's like, I said celebration, but people really felt like party. They're like, hey, they're like, which I'm all for. This one is Fireworks by Momo, Art Girl Momo. I dig it. I like once again, costumes, hair. I could actually see this being like a place.
Yeah, I just think it's so cool that people are like, and we'll be celebrating in the future, and we'll be dancing in the future. We'll be at clubs in the future. We'll be at festivals in the future. You're not taking our party away. We will commune and kick it.
Gots to party.
Right.
And yeah, so much has got Starfire filled to the third one. I could super see it.
Yeah.
See it.
Now this is fun.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Right.
And the fireworks.
You know what? If there was just like a snapshot in a club this is how we would look.
Yep.
We would be like,
as it should be.
yeah.
Okay, and this next one is Free Fall. Yes. Yeah, I dig this one. It's got like a jazzy vibe to it. Let's see. Pull up the artist. So this is from Nico Draws.
That's really nice.
Yeah. It's I like playing with the perspective because it's easy to be like, oh, is he dancing on the street? It's like, oh no, he's dancing down the side of a building. Okay.
Oh, that is cool. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah, it's plays with the perspective. It's got I dig the vibe of it. Once again, kind of like, I don't know if it's on purpose, but it makes me think of Michael Jackson.
Oh, and Billie Jean.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Billie Jean. I mean, like, with the grab in the head, it's like almost.
You're right. I
like
didn't catch that. The whole idea of if they stepped on, the tile, it would light up. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it does give you that. It captures this interesting sort of emotion, like you said. There's that element of, they're falling, and then it's like, no, they're gliding.
Yeah, they're gliding.
Like
it almost makes me think of like a Lupin the Third, like, just busting out of somewhere, just stole something, just got up to some mischief, and now you're dancing the ways like you electric, like, slide skate dance down the side of this building, Billie Jean styles are chasing you,
Yeah,
so
it does give you that feeling. That's so cool.
This one gets my imagination going for real. I like it a lot. Alright. And we're just about halfway through the entrance. And this next one.
Can I just say, as a dancer, I'm really excited to see so much dancing.
Yes. It's harder to find a piece that doesn't have dancing than one that does.
Which I'm so excited about, because when I first started talking about Afrofuturism and you mentioned dance, people were like, what are you talking about? And you're like, no, the body, it can connect space and time through movement, and it's interdimensional. We're capturing these movements. We're deconstructing, embracing rhythm, deconstructing space and time. And you say that enough, and then people are like, oh yeah, dancing in the future.
Dancing in the future. Well, it's such a natural thing. Like, it's one of those things you can just see what happens when you put on a beat. It's just, people have to fight not to move.
Right.
And so this one is called Friday Night with the Gals.
I love this.
And more dancing, or I guess in this case, dominoes with the friends.
Right. Yeah, they might go dancing later. She looks a little chill. It's like she's waiting for some. Are they coming or what?
Right. Right. Like, what are we doing here?
How long is it? But I like it because it's iconic.
Yes.
What's also kind of fun, again, getting into this night with the gals, like, you're waiting for them to come over so you can go out and kick it, kind of thing. Or, like you said, waiting for them to come over so you can play dominoes.
It's either that, or I was thinking maybe the interpretation was playing with them virtually as well, because there's multiple screens up, so maybe social distancing virtual dominoes.
Interesting. But I think what I think is cool is the positioning, kind of this iconic look, with the shape of, the image. I don't want to quite say it's a chair, like a windowsill, but it seems almost like an ancient image, right? And she's pulling from some kind of, traditional textures, and yet it's speaking to a future, and she's doing something which is so normal, which is hanging out with your girlfriend. I just think that the normalcy that's being captured in futuristic events is what's kind of thrilling and exciting.
It really is. It's the multiple elements. I can see the distinct parts of Africa in it, and then I see like things like her head wrap, and then like I feel at home like as like a Black American, and it's like it's a perfect mixture of the two. It's kind of like a future I want. Like I almost imagine like a future where we start to trending back more toward like traditional African clothing and like adding that to like a modern vibe, and in the future like that's what she's wearing, you know?
Yeah. You know what else is kind of neat like about a lot of these images in Afrofuturism, like the future, past, and present are one.
Yes.
And visually, you see people pulling from things that are considered traditional. They're pulling from, you know, fashion to some extent from current moment, and then articulating it. I don't want to say they're placing it in the future, but they're also sort of pulling from these ideas that we associate with futures, image-wise. And you see that blending like in pretty much almost every image. I can't think of one where you didn't really get that idea of like, oh, this looks like you can see the transition in time.
Yes.
You can see what people brought along and what they did. And everyone seems like relatable.
Every single one of them feels really in the moment, you know, but like not in like in a forward kind of way. This sort of thing you're like, oh yeah, I could see this coming out now for something I would look forward to getting into. Right.
You know what else is kind of surprising? With a lot of the images, you don't really see like the superhero look.
Yes. I don't know if any of them have had a really AKA superhero look. Nothing like I think anybody would associate normally with. I could see how some of them may be inspired in their own way, but they've all come out very distinctive.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the next one. Discarding the mask that grins and lies. Okay. By Guy Rancy. And so once again, first thing I notice is the clothes and just the texture on the inside of that suit. Like, let me get a suit with lining like that. Mm-hmm. It's like, let me get that suit.
And I like sort of the symbolism of the mask, you know, again, which just sort of pulls from ancient or traditional uses of masks.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, you know, you're talking about like the duality of an individual and they're removing a mask, but, you know, the size of it sort of speaks to these other kind of traditional ways that masks have been used, you know, throughout time, which is kind of fascinating.
Absolutely. And I really like it because it's always funny for me because I mean I put on this contest because I wanted to, but also it's a little bit connected to Swordsfall because it's kind of my wheelhouse, Black celebration in the future. So it's been interesting to see how some of the things that people have been coming up with have been similar to ideas I had. So it was kind of comforting to realize that, okay, like a lot of us probably are dreaming in the same direction, just wanting someone else to do it. Because one of the things I also wanted to focus on was traditional African masks. It's always been a thing I've always thought were cool. I mean, we had some in my house, but, you know, like no one really taught history. It was just one of those things you just had, middle-class Black family. Of course you bought like an African mask. It was what you did, you know? So it was interesting to read it like more in depth. And so I like the connotation of a mask
behind me right now.
Yes, I love those. Like I made a whole profession out of the concept of how the masks work, which we can get into the whole of that later. But there's a interesting thing that goes along with the mask and the concept and how they're not just a mask. It has a weight to it, or sometimes a spirit to it, or soul to it, you know, and kind of get that connotation, like taking off the mask that grins and lies and tells the things that, you know, you have to, but behind that there's the real you who wears a dope ass suit apparently.
Very fashionable, tailored, the whole shebang.
I mean, if
everyone here has a fashion aesthetic, there is no non-fashionable person.
Not a single one. The fashion has just been like, you could put this in the fashion catalog right now, I would buy that sucker right off the rack. Like, let me get that.
I like it. Great design. Yeah, that's really cool. And it's always cool when people can draw and they know fashion.
Yes. And they can do fashion, which is interesting. I've really been impressed with how fashionable the fashion has been.
Right.
You know, like some of it is a little bit like extra, but not extra in the sense that you couldn't see it being an actual clothing. Just maybe something you wouldn't wear. But I could see all these being real, you know, easy.
Right.
And next one, I like this one. Would you want to be alive? It's
almost kind of has a mask feel too.
Yeah, a mask feel and almost a graffiti feel to it at the same time.
Right.
Like this definitely struck me as like the kind of like cheeky mural you might see like downtown that lasts for like a day or two, you know, but like there's a message to it, and that interests me a lot.
Yeah. And there's the almost the like the 80s Max Headroom mashup with like sort of Parliament Funkadelic. You look at the purple, you look at the bluish hair. The coloring reminds me of Parliament Funkadelic album covers.
Yes, along with the shades, those big giant shades.
Yeah, and then you do like the message, but then it's like a bit of humor and irony to it.
And the artist on this one is George F. Baker III. This also gives me like a Hey Arnold feel to it. Who the character whose name I can't think of right now, but he had the fro, the big huge fro, and not fro technically, but eraser head type. I like this one, but yeah, I like the color a lot.
This is cool.
Gerald, yes. I wonder if he did it on purpose because his name is George. I wonder. Okay.
Yeah, then maybe it's pointing to something.
Yeah, I wonder if it's like one of those like, because you never know, like people get, especially black kids growing up, always seem to somehow get compared to whatever animated black figures around, so you never know. Next one. This one is called In My Feelings. And I'm going to try to say this name correctly. Ogunsola Oluwatsumisin. See, this is the hard part, like, especially when I pronounce African names. For some reason, and it was partially because I studied in college, but I always try to break stuff down the Japanese way, and I'm like, oh yeah, that doesn't work.
No, that one pronouncing African names.
No. So that's been the number one thing I've been working on, breaking myself up personally. But anyway, this piece, it's the smile I love. The smile and the color I super love in this piece.
Yeah. Like
it's warm, it's affirming. I'm also assuming like the pride colors are on purpose because it has pride colors. So.
Yeah, it's a self-love. I love the shadow.
Yes.
And how the shadow kind of complements the background. And then the piece that's on the side, you know, of her hair, just the way it's sort of, you know, it's a headpiece and then it blends in. So it's really cool.
And the hands are really good too. Like someone mentioned earlier about how hard hands are to draw normally. And I've noticed that there's been some really good hands. So props to people for drawing good hands. So, because those are like some very realistic looking hands. And teeth as well. Teeth are also, I've never done them, but I've seen so many like rough teeth that like this is a really good portrait just all around.
Yeah, cool use of color. Very cool.
Let me throw Ogun's info.
Yeah, I saw someone say they want to frame this and put it on their wall.
Yes.
Because it feels contemporary.
Yes, it really does. I could 100% see this in an art gallery. There's a lot of talent in this contest. Like I'm gonna be upset if I don't see a whole bunch of them in like some major production soon, because they definitely have the chops. Another great one. The colors, man. Let me pull up the info on this one.
Oh, this is really pretty. Yeah,
Yeah.
the colors are awesome. But it's cool because it's so much sort of celebration of women.
Yes. This one is.
A lot of.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's just a lot of the submissions had women in groups, women celebrating, kind of this idea of empowerment that values the feminine aesthetic. I think that's cool.
There's a lot of respect in this, and I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised because from what I'm gathering, a lot of the artists are women. So it's like if you don't strip away their ability to draw what they want to, that's what they're gonna do,
Right.
So
you get amazing things. Right?
You get amazing things when you just get out their damn way.
Right. And here's a woman who you can tell she's in a very empowered space and almost like assuring a young woman that she too is on the path of being an empowered woman.
Yes.
It's a tender thing, and it's being celebrated or acknowledged by the ladies who are below, and that's really cool.
I wonder if there's like a sense of like, I wasn't sure if it was either supposed to be like shared power or like they're connected on the same vibe, but the aura around their head, I'm assuming is kind of like feeling each other, the kind of like a meeting of power, or weakening of power,
almost.
or a transference,
or an acknowledgement of, hey, you two are somebody.
I'm really feeling it.
Yeah,
and then like cool. The Afro pick and the hair of the one at the bottom, I love.
Yes. I remember the first time I realized that Afropic was like ancient.
Yeah.
That was such a moment for me. I didn't realize it was as old as it was, but of course it would be.
Of course it would be, And you just had one of those, oh yeah, like
not this new invention, So of course it's gonna be in the future.
They had to manage it. Yeah, I really love this piece. And I'm a big fan of Wicked Lion art too. So like I don't really know if this is supposed to be like the wall per se, and like a porthole, because maybe they're in space. Because you got all the stars and everything. So I was kind of assuming that they were in space or some sort of that kind of futuristic.
Right, like they're on some sort of intergalactic station, and they're just kind of at the end where you're just, I don't want to say you're on the deck, but something comparable to that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look, there it's here. Kepta says they are for sure sharing power. I imagine it is a portal opening in the wall to reach space.
Well,
awesome.
Wow, look at that.
By the way, since there are artists here, if I'm talking about your piece, if you can at me so I can see it, that helps because I can't see a lot of chat. So, sorry if previous artists have been trying to talk about the art and they've been like, Brandon's not paying attention, because I haven't been paying attention. Sorry.
Yeah,
but okay.
This is really nice.
I like it a lot. So that's by Captain Sharmy, who's in chat. Charmale. And moving on to the next one.
I also think it's interesting that there's a lot of like blue and purple.
Yes.
When I did my Kickstarter project, Spaceship in Bronzeville, I asked the publishers to make sure the book was in like blue, purple, and silver, because I felt like that spoke to like Afrofuturism in the future.
Yep.
And it was a different color palette for them, because that's not, colors they would typically pull from. But
which I've noticed happens a lot. They're like, wait, what? You're like, yeah, colors.
Yeah.
Hey, got their name right. Excellent. I'm working on that. I'm not always good at pronouncing people's names, but I will legitimately try. And if people want me to get it right, I will take corrections. I hate saying people's names wrong. It offends myself. Okay, so next piece, another amazing one. This is from Jen Dellis, and the title is United. And I love this one.
This is really cool.
It's just, once again, just straight up love.
Total love. And then the fashion aesthetic.
Yep. Fashion, hair, check. And you got like rep with the prosthetic once again. And it's just like, it has so much like little bits of like traditional African just all up in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking here at like the texture, the pattern textures, with the blue and gold. I mean, that's like a really cool pattern.
Once again, this is like fashion I could see on the street like today.
I want these outfits. I specifically want these outfits. I love the ear piece that
yes,
the woman. I love the hairstyles. I've worn that hairstyle. What am I talking about? I love the hair. I've worn these hairstyles.
I mean, that's why you wore them, because you love them.
Yeah,
I love it. Like, I still have a dream of trying to get my dreads into like a messy bun like that one day. I was surprised. It's a lot harder to make a cute messy bun than I thought it was. I was like, wait, it's not so messy. It's like perfected messy. This was a lie.
Correct. Yes. Like those people who think that like jazz improvisation is just like just jump in any old time. They're like, no, you must be a master.
Say people who think you can just scat out of nowhere. It's like, no, you gotta practice. You gotta know like little bits and pieces and bars. You'll just sound strange.
Yeah, people have no idea. The messy bun, a cool carefree afro, the work, the technique. And this technique was captured here in this image.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that.
I just really like I also appreciate the fact that they're actually gazing into each other's eyes. Like, you really can be like that kind of like technical nerd and like look and track their eyes, and like they really are like looking at each other. So, yeah. And all the jewelry too. I appreciate the lip piercings and the eyebrow piercings, and there's a lot of facial piercings in this as well.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Really good looking pieces. So. And
do you notice my green and blue?
Yes. Once again, green and blue, with like the moon in the background. I love that.
Yeah, this is really awesome.
There's a lot of stuff to see in this piece. This isn't one of those pieces you can look at for a minute and still see new stuff. Mm-hmm. And as Bray was saying, the kind of like fan cam feel with the sparkles and stuff in various places, I really appreciate. I really like that. And it
might be one of the only pieces that depicted like love between like in a romantic sense.
Yeah, I think this is one of the few ones that is like just straight up. There's a few that are like part of it, but this is, I think, one of the few like straight up like aka like romantic pieces,
Mm-hmm. Because there was a lot of clubbing and partying and family.
It's in the club. We're going down. See, this is afterwards. They've already gone out to the club. They've already partied. They look good. Now they're just at home. They just want to snuggle. I'm about that life.
This is the full range.
This is the full range.
The full range.
All right. So next one. This is Radiant from Kari Kawachi. And I love, this is another one of those, put it in an art gallery, traditional piece, boom, gallery. Like the energy literally coming from her hair or their hair is just
very awesome. Yeah. No, it's compelling. It's a compelling piece, and I appreciate what, on one level appears to be like simplicity, but then there's just like, there's an intensity and there's a real intention with the pose, the mannerism, the look. You know, it's empowered. It's summery. It's springy. But this is a woman who knows what she wants.
Yep. You can tell. It's and it's the also the color in the eyes. It has like a fierceness to it. Like it made me think of like lion eyes. And it was like, you know, and I super appreciate that.
Yeah, you know what almost kind of reminds me of a little bit is some Egyptian imagery. You know, just in terms of almost, I'm even thinking of like Bastet, although Bastet actually had, you know, like the cat head. But she has kind of like a cat energy a little bit. And there's, you know, there's this yellow. So I think there's a lot happening symbolically.
Yeah, the eyes plus the eyeshadow really gives off that vibe to it. And there's definitely like a power stance, like just that single hand, just it drives home a point. It's like, I'm here, I'm amazing, I'm beautiful, and I will whoop that ass.
Yes, and it still has a softness to it.
Yes.
So to be able to articulate both is, you know, it's not an easy task.
It definitely is not. Squishy strong. And this one, next one is Ladies Night, more clubs. I like this one because it's very expressive. Like I feel like each of the ladies has like their own story to tell in this one.
Yes.
And this one they have notes. So this is from the artist Misty. And the note is, it's ladies' night, and there's 3 kind of ladies at a party. This will never change. 1, the one who wants to sit and be pretty. 2, the one who's just out to have fun. And 3, the one who's ready to go home. Truth. Nailed.
In the future, it's still these 3 ladies.
It's the future. These things have not changed.
Right.
Yeah.
But I love their fashion, and I love how relatable they feel.
Yes.
And maybe because, again, as the one who just wants to have fun and having to contend with the one trying to go home.
I like how you can almost tell who's who too, right? Like the one on the far right is the one that's like party, still got the mic, ready to like karaoke. And the one in the back is like, girls, we done, we out. Like I got my shoes off.
It's like we just got here.
As a dude, I know that signal. Like when the lady walks up and they got both shoes in their hand, you know what's up. They're like, all right, guess we're leaving now.
Right, and the one sitting pretty, you're like, so are we going to dance tonight?
So I'm just here to have fun. Just let me know.
Right. You're always trying to say, hey, there's some people who, you know, would like to meet you. And it's like, well, are they coming over here?
I like how they still also still have like the vibe of like the action adventure party that's on their day of, because one of them's got the staff and you see like a sword over there, so it's like they just got off duty and like they're down to party, you know, like post mission party success. We just got paid for our latest job. Let's go.
Right. Oh, then this flips the story. The one who's ready to go home is like, dude, we just saved the world. So we just saved the world. Here you are. You want to sing till 6 a.m.
And homegirl's on the right, like, I know we saved the world, so we have to go party. Like, drinks should be on us.
Right, exactly. The one sitting pretty is like, yeah, so where they at? Where they at? Just save the world. Where they at?
I love it. I love this art, man. This is what it does to you. It's nice to see this kind of stuff. I feel like I never get to see this in AKA normal art. I love it. Yeah, and once again, with the purples, the blues, the yellows. Mm-hmm. All right. Next up is.
dance in my living room or something.
I mean, you kind of have to. It's either like dance or cry in 2021.
I have already been dancing in my living room, but now I'm going to add more lighting.
See, I mean, it's the lighting that makes it. The lighting that makes it.
It really is.
So this one is from Leah Henderson, and the art and skin rendering on this is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very
also
much
chat.
so. I mean, I like the way that you're able to, that the artist is able to like articulate, you know, strength and a sensuality, and an assertiveness, and then just a normalness, everyday girl kind of thing. I mean, it's cool to be able to just like to express all of it.
Yeah, and it really does.
Mm-hmm.
I also, for some reason, the one that I left, I call her Baby Beyonce, because she just has like the Beyonce kind of face to it. I'm like, it's Baby Bay. She's a superhero now. And like Storm is now Black Panther, and everything's right in the world. So, you know,
right.
Like, I love this piece.
Yeah, because they have a superhero dynamic to them.
Mm-hmm.
But you know they're everyday people, and this is just how they look. And that's really fun.
This would probably be the closest to a traditional superhero group out of the batch, I'd say.
Yeah,
by
maybe
far.
So. Yeah, I would agree.
This would be the only one I could see is like just on a comic book as is.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with like the leglets and whatnot on the one on the left. I really dig. And also, once again, texture. Like the various texture and the patterns that are in both like the shirt and like the legs. I dig all of that. And that hair. So much. The detail in this hair, like for those looking at the stream, it doesn't do it justice, but like the actual picture when you blow it up, the detail on both of their hair is just the hours it must have took for that. So amazing hair.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Also, once again, like it shows more accessibility with the prosthetic on the left arm of Storm Panther, you know, so I dig it. And also the city in the background.
Yeah.
Everybody's been drawing cities with far more hopeful and like fun kind of designs rather than like oppressive architecture.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me shout out Leah in there. Okay, and that's Leah Henderson.
Yeah, how often do you just see a cityscape with like just like some boats in the harbor in the future?
Yeah, I would like to see just in general just more positive landscaping, but it was really cool to see how many people already did in this. There was a lot of just, and this is another example of just a chill cityscape. This one is.
Oh, let me just say, I think
yes.
that Barry Scones who did this piece. I think she said, "Hey, this is me." Who did the last piece with the two women? He said that it took ages to draw the resolution.
I bet, because it looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I see it. Barry Scones, yeah. Damn good job.
Oh, very nice.
I expect stories from all these characters, by the way.
I know.
So the next one, this is called Night Watch, and by Lemon. And this is like one of those beauty and simplicity kind of pieces. It's just so clean. Like the aesthetics to these buildings, there's something about it that just, man.
The
I don't
buildings
know.
are nice. They almost have like a retro future feel to them.
Yeah. It's a really cool vibe I wasn't expecting, but I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And then the watch on them, on the person, and like just all like the little bits of cyber pieces, especially like the freaky stuff going on with the midsection. Like that one I missed the first time I looked at it, and you look at it more, you're like, oh wait, oh, she ain't even all the way connected all the way.
Oh, I missed that too. Wow.
Yeah.
The stories behind
stories,
these images are so intense.
There's so much little detail in so many of these pieces. Like the writer in me was just flipping out. I was like, I could write a story to every single one of these pieces. Like it's just all of them have some sort of imagery to it, you know?
Yeah.
So with this one, it's just like, I see this one and I wonder, like, is this just like a future scene? Is this just how people body mod themselves now, and that's just what it is? Or is this like someone important, like a latent like assassin in the city, you know, or something like that? Or I don't know, like
or just a lady, you know, chilling on a rooftop.
Like that's just the aesthetic. Like that's just how they roll it now in the future. Mm-hmm. Who needs connected midsections? It's more airy this way.
Yeah, less of a workout.
All right, so this artist is Lemon. And I think they go by a full name. Which, by the way, everyone, the full art will be up on the Swordsfall website. So if you can't see it, don't worry. It'll be thrown up there. You'll be able to zoom in to your heart's delight and all that good stuff. So next one. This one is super dope. I was almost convinced, like there was a second where I was like, did someone just rip out a page of a manga and try to submit it to my contest? Because it's that quality. Like 100%.
Yeah, I like it a lot because it says so much about the drum as futuristic and ancient.
Yes.
And you know this. I really think it's really cool when you see these images that have so much motion in it.
Tons of emotion to it.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean actual motion.
Oh, like, motion! Yeah.
But emotion too. I mean, because there's the cyborg image, and they're like the master drummer, you know. So
this is one of the ones where I'm like, okay, like I want to know what the story is. Is this the celebration of a warrior who's come back because you see the person in the middle being carried by the other two, but it's like a celebration. So is it like, did they come back from like a ceremony? Is it like a coming of age ceremony? Did they come back from a hunt, from war? Is it, you know, is it just a parade and they bruise themselves so their friends are carrying them? You know, so like,
it's at the end of quarantine and people are setting out, getting ready for the celebration.
The quarantine has finally ended. It's the year 2032. Mm-hmm. I really like this one. This is one of the pieces I really wanted to see in color. I think they just didn't have enough time. I would love to see this one in color just to see it in color. So for one, this is from Daniel B, and they do have a note. In the future we want to have, the future we need to have, no one can be left behind. The downtrodden, the broken, the different, the not good enoughs. This is a thank you to everyone who hasn't left me behind.
Oh, very nice.
So like, more like family vibe to it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
No one gets left behind. And also like super amounts of accessibility in this piece. Like tons of different like prosthetics and different stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very thoughtful.
All I know is to Daniel, this isn't an actual manga that he's working on. I'm gonna be very upset because that's really good. This looks like a store ready page. Like it's pretty impressive on that one. All right. Next one. This one is from Olivia Denal. And I love like the sea feel to it. The not sea so much, but
it's like pulling from nature.
Water goddess.
The roundness.
Yeah.
Because it kind of reminds you of almost seashells in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Or sea animals in a sense.
This is like the one kind of like water creature I find fairly creepy. Like they're interesting to read about, but it's just something about like the tendrils. Like they're just like, ugh. But interesting enough, like I'm wondering if it's on purpose, but the tendrils reminds me of her hair. Like they have a similar kind of wave to it. So part of me wondering if there was a sense of like togetherness or like a water goddess, water god, or like a being one with nature, aqua woman kind of thing, you know? So
yeah, there is a connectivity with nature that's very organic, and that's what's kind of cool about it.
Mm-hmm. You can also see it in her earrings as well. They also have the same kind of like flowy ocean movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I like all the neck rings I see too. That's one thing I'm wondering if we'll start to see more in the future is like people starting to like wear neck rings, because I see a lot of it start to come into our art. Yeah. And I've been seeing some people have been making like neck rings that are a bit more like, the way they said it was kind of, I was like, oh, that's kind of mean. But they were like, well, it's more like Western leaning because like you could take them off and instead of having to like leave them on and stuff like that. So
I'm okay with that adjustment.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, it makes sense to me, but it was just the way they said it. I was like, I get what you're trying to say, but like, would still wear those though.
Yeah, no, it's really neat. Yeah, all the thoughtfulness about the jewelry, as you mentioned, which is very detailed.
Mm-hmm. And also the sense of motion in the waterfall, or the water, or whenever liquid it is that's going on. It almost, that's what made me think. That's what made me think water goddess was like being in the water around you, but it like not touching her because of power. It's a storyteller in me. And this looks hand drawn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
All right. Next one is too big for the screen. Party spheres. Yeah. I like this one. This is it. Once again, it's like more family celebration, and I really like this trend. And this is by Nick Cool, which I'm pretty sure is what they want to go by. Yeah, and the title is Party Spheres 2120.
Bless you. Yeah, this is really nice. I mean, it's
it's like, I'm assuming it's like bubbles.
Yeah, it's a naturescape. And I think what's cool is that the art style isn't one that we often utilize when depicting futuristic scenery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It really is.
So I think it's kind of special to sort of invert that and use that style, which is really cool.
I really like the kids that are playing. I'm assuming like they're making bubbles because these kids are playing in a bubble and having the time of their lives, or they're trapped inside of it and it's a terrible time. Either way, they're moving with the bubble. There's just there's something about the kid, like the third kid. They're just in that like position of like you're either going for a ride for fun or you're going for a ride because you're like, whoa.
Right, so they didn't know if the bubble's gonna take off.
There's a time to be had, one way or the other.
Right.
I like this one. So that's Nick Cool. Oh, let me. I think I didn't throw their name out. Okay.
Do you mind if I go and grab my cord from my phone so that I can keep seeing these images on my phone?
Yes, by all means.
Yes. Okay, but you don't have to stop the commentary. It'll only be a second.
Okay. I will pull up the next one. So this one is fit to screen. Once again, more amazing color out of this. I love this one a lot. It's like, for one, where can I get a cool serving robot like this? Because if I can get my own cool floating personal claptrap that brings me drinks, that would be fantastic. So this one is called Pride and Power by Dixon. I like this one a lot. I like them all. I feel like I'm gonna say that a lot today, but I just love the poses and the chill of everything and the muscles, like real peopleness. I'm just trying to figure out, like, are they in the club? Is this at home? I'm assuming it's at the club. I mean, now if I can get my drinks brought to me at home too, no complaints. Yep. Oh yeah. And the Black Lives Matter fist in the hologram. Super good.
And I am here.
Welcome. So this one is Pride and Power.
Nice. I like this. Again, this is the VIP section of the club.
Right? It's like I like the robot bringing the drinks.
Yes. No,
I
it's
love
super
that.
cool. And I like the costume design.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this actually looks like it's a scene in a movie.
It really does. Like introducing characters, either two characters or like one's the main character and the one's like the introducing person. Mm-hmm. And also I like the variety in body shapes too.
Right. And then look at the imagery that's coming out of the table as well. I mean, I think the symbolism with that is super cool.
Yes. I want that hologram statue.
Yeah, I think that's Mayat, isn't it? The Egyptian goddess.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
Or at least a take on it.
Because I couldn't tell if it had a hint of Egyptian themes because of the coloring. Mm-hmm. But I definitely noticed it.
Wings. The wings almost look like Mayat.
I can see that.
But it's really fresh, and I like the headpiece, which again almost kind of speaks to like solar deity in a way. I'm
wondering about that actually. I might have to ask them. I'm really curious. Mm-hmm. Is that another one of those pieces that's got a lot of detail to it?
This one's nice.
All VODs get saved, but naked, to the YouTube channel. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel because that's where I throw all the stuff up there. And if you subscribe to the channel, you also get to watch the VOD after the stream ends. So yes. And also all these will be on the website, and I will make sure that everybody gets to see these for the rest of the year. You will be annoyed by it. You'll be like, Brandon, we've seen it by now. And I'm like, are you sure? All right,
so keep this work out there just so that people see how features are being articulated. You know, because this is like the new Afrofuturist aesthetic in one sense.
Sometimes
kind of reflect some of those ideas.
Exactly. Well, sometimes that's the issue. People feel like art is one-time use. Like once an art piece has been shown, you can't show it again. I'm like, nah. I'm gonna show these all like 89 million times. Okay. This is the next one, and this one is... This one is from Ren Brown, and it's called In the Sky. I like it.
This is really cool.
It's like hover packs in the future.
Yeah.
Or
it's interesting. Well, again, the use of color, sort of like this mauve pink, particularly the way it's illustrated here. It's not always a texture we see with the future.
Mm-hmm.
It almost reminds me of like an Art Deco feel, color-wise, a little bit.
Yeah.
But then, simultaneously, you have like these really kind of cool silhouettes. And the way the character is almost like inked and silhouetted is, it's kind of giving me a retro future vibe in some ways.
It's also a really interesting style. Like, it's very sharp and angular. In a really kind of a cool way. It makes me think a little bit of like games like Jet Set.
Yeah.
And just like the kind of funky style to it. This is one of the pieces that I want to see more from this artist, and like in terms of, not to say that this is finished, but I want to see like what it would be like if they really did like a super detailed piece. Like I wonder what the coloring would be like. I'm really curious because it's a really cool art style. I really dig it.
No, this is super cool.
I want to know if the guy's got a jetpack on the left or if it's a jetpack plus a delivery pack, because either that's a jetpack on the left and the guy on the right doesn't have a jetpack, or the guy on the left is bringing someone a delivery or lunch. Amazon? I don't know. I got questions.
I get more like festive vibe. Like frolicking.
See, I'd definitely look this as like flying because of the motion from the bottom, but I could see it as tapping. For some reason, I definitely took it as like, yep. Every time I look at it, I think jetpacks.
Jetpacks work.
Now I'm curious. I don't think artist. I'm very curious now if it's like dancing on the ground or if it's jetpacks. I can see either one though. Or just combine them. They're dancing in the sky with jetpacks. Everybody wins.
I like it. I really like that we're talking about each of these pieces too.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to them, and I think it's great that you're showcasing it so everyone can kind of see what's happening. And
people put so much time into these. Like, I really know they did, and one of the things that I've just noticed from what I do is that art has a tendency to get appreciated in private. People will love a piece, but forget to tell the artist that. And then sometimes as an artist, people love your work and you have no idea. So for me, this was my way of being like very public, kind of like, I'm a dad. So sometimes I have that dad part where I'm like, well, I know you're great. Now let's make sure everybody else knows you're great, because that'll feel good. So like, that's all super cool stuff.
Yeah.
I hope people appreciate it. This is one of my faves, and not just because I'm biased, because like the artist is a cool person who I like, but the concept of this. So this is from Burrito, and this magazine cover concept completely blew me away because it wasn't even on my radar as like a possibility. And then just all the spiciness in the titles, I love it. Celebrating 100 years of anarchy. I don't regret dismantling binaries. Like, I love that. The story behind history's youngest scientist. This is like, I think out of any of them, this is the one that I see like in a future way that I'm like, yeah, give this to me like tomorrow. Give me this Rogue magazine that just has like young, hungry, like black folks on it, and just nothing but just that real kind of shit. So I don't know. I felt this one immediately. I was like, damn, let me get this magazine. Let me get this magazine right now.
No, it's very cool. That the thought of using a magazine cover, I think is just a strong use of the image.
It's the posing too, It's the posing along with like the way the heads tilt, and I love the cybernetic eye, and like the rosy cheeks and everything. And I'm always a big sucker for like the Afro puffs. Like,
right.
So It's just,
you know how she has her arms folded like Martin Luther King in the MLK statue.
yeah.
That's in DC.
Yeah. Yep. I wonder if that was on purpose, because if so, that's like even more next level.
Mm.
I love this. I want like a whole line of this magazine now.
I know. We should start writing for it.
I'm down. This is officially issue 0, and then we'll go from there. Like, man, I'd be all for it. Especially a project where I don't have to do the whole thing. I can just send in an article and be done. Sign me up.
Like, now you must write the entire magazine, every article.
That would be my life as usual. Like, I dig this. I dig this a lot. This is probably out of everything, like, just in terms of like straight concept wise, this is one of my favorite concepts because it's very anti-concept, but also that concept, you know, because it is celebration in the future, and it's like via our own empowerment, you know. So
Right.
Go ahead, Asaka, talk that gender in tech. Come about it. Okay, next up. Another beautiful one. This one is from Sarah Wright, and no title, but this is like, I love Sarah's style. So like, I follow her on Twitter, so I was super happy like when they joined in. But like, I love there's like a warmth to this, creating like life, but sort of an I don't know, it's like a, I guess not quite retro future, but like these like little plant beans with like light. I don't know, it's, I don't know how to put in words. I just love this. It's cool.
It feels organic, I think.
Yeah.
You know, there's a connectivity with nature. I think the shapes of the windows, the shapes of the shapes that are behind her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the elements of that are like very African.
Yes.
And then the elements of that are, it's really, you know, some of these images are really sort of deconstructing again how the future has been visualized.
Yes. Yes.
Dystopian, angular, and here you have warm colors. You have the obviously she's, you know, engaging with, you know, plants, and there's a comfortability with nature. Not this, you don't get the impression that someone's fighting nature. Like,
yes.
Man against machine,
Mm-hmm.
Man against nature.
Like they're really getting into the fun part of mixing the two. It gives me like a botanist in their garden kind of vibe, right? Because there's something peaceful about gardening, and I kind of get the same vibe from this.
Yeah.
But like you're creating these little cool little animal creature beings, you know, plant beings. I bet they make cute, adorable sounds too. I like
this
one
is
a lot.
really cool. Yeah, you can see a story here.
I also appreciate she wears the same nightcap as I do, so I feel seen. Somebody left. There's 4 left, so we're almost at the end.
No, we can't end this celebration of
right?
Black joy and imagery. We will not stop. The end is the beginning.
The end is at the beginning. I'm ready to see it. I'm ready to do another one of these.
As soon as we get to the last image, we're going right back to the first one. We're talking about them all over again. We are not stopping this trend.
Never. Hourly contest. Yeah. Oh, Sarah goes, I didn't put a name, but I think I'd call it a quiet moment. Okay. I can see that from the previous one, quiet moment. Yeah, I appreciate that one. All right, so the next one is up, and let me find the info. So this one is called Space Jam by African Reynold.
Nice.
Welcome to the Space Jam. And what I love about this is for one, I love a good pun. So obviously it's in space, but I love the fact he's got his little handheld speaker, his little Beats in Space.
Yes.
Beats by Neptune.
You need music in space.
You need music in space, you know? So he's jamming.
Your own music sometimes in space. If you're just going to be hopping around some random planet, you need...
Because
yeah,
in the future, we don't collect space dust. We collect space CDs. Various cultures throughout the world send out their favorite mixes throughout space. And so the Space Jam is him collecting intergalactic space mixes.
I like that. You have no idea how much I like that right now.
This is why I make stories. I just love making up this stuff on the spot. I love seeing a art piece and then I go, I wonder what's happening here. And then I just kind of like a kid with crayons. I love filling that in. Look at the spacesuit. It's got like a modern spacesuit vibe, but also the I don't know what you call it, but the cuirass.
Like
the tunic. Yeah.
Now,
I dig that.
Neat. I like the way he's just kind of like, and I'm gliding.
And I'm gliding. Yeah. I mean, he's flowing to the beat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that 2084 milliwop.
I like it.
I dig this a lot. And also I like the way that they did the stars. Because like a lot of people do realistic stars, and this one is more of a less realistic in terms of how the light would actually look, and more of a stylized. And I appreciate that with like the yellows and the oranges and the reds. So I like this one. I like this one a lot. I like the fact that it just kind of took the element of Space Jam and literally is like out there in space with CDs. And I dig with that.
Right. That is really cool.
Futuristic CDs. Little do they know that each one of those is like 10 terabytes of music.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. It's like your whole life is in one mixtape. The mixtape to rule them all.
Yes.
All right. Let me shout out Home Slice. Hope everybody's following these artists. I'm gonna check in on everybody and be like, hey, did you get more followers? And if they didn't, I'm gonna be like,
yeah, I'm looking at you stream. Follow all of them. Like after this, I'll be spending my evening carving through and following everybody.
There's a lot of people to follow. There's already a few people I've been like, so you want to do some Swordsfall art? Okay, and then next one. So this one has big anime vibes too, and also big family vibes. This one is by... this is by Tanisha Deschamps. I feel like I fucked up your name. I apologize.
This is nice.
Yeah, I really like this one. The color... the vibes, the lighting is really powerful from the moon in this one. I really appreciate. Right, and anything that has any sort of mech or anything robotic is always like a fan of mine. So I'm like, 10 out of 10 for the mech.
Yeah, and there's just always this element of like childhood wonder. Childhood wonder, space, imagination. When you articulate that theme, it just always makes you want to say, It's like seeing Peter Pan.
Yes. And you can just feel the vibes of the whole like on a fun ride, and it's just like, ooh, as the paper, like that's one thing I appreciate too is the mix of, mostly mix of cultures, because there might be other cultures that use this too, but the floating paperback candles, like I assume that's where they get that flow from for the city and the little kid reaching out to get them, and that's a whole vibe.
And it almost has the like they're flying through the sky dynamic, right?
Yes.
which is such a cool thing that you see in a lot of iconic films, like the bicycle with E.T. Again, thinking about Peter Pan and the kids, flying arcs, even.
Yes.
In all these moments where you have like kids in these these vehicles that can fly.
There's something about that. Yeah, I think, because obviously, like, when you're a kid and you get to be in that fun ride, it hits different. And I think also when you're an adult, watching a kid have fun on a trip kind of takes you back to that moment too, So it's like, it's a twofold either way, I also appreciate the fact that, like, this is essentially I think it's pretty sure it's a cat, but mech cat, and like that they're riding on top of, or maybe mech dog, but I'm pretty sure it's a cat. And then
nice.
Yeah, and then like the leggings that they have, that I wonder if it's like paint on or if they like almost Sailor Moon style.
Can I just note more purple and blue, please? I would like to note the purple and blue.
Yep.
And I would like to say that I think purple and blue are the unofficial future colors in the Afrofuturist works.
I agree.
So maybe that has something to do with my blue lipstick. I just have like this turquoise thing going on.
I mean, hell, in Swordsfall we use a ton of blue and obviously a ton of art. Like purple and yellow are like the official Swordsfall colors.
Yeah, yellow's a good one. I see a lot of touches of yellow.
Yeah, it is a cat. Yeah. Also getting tutorial vibes. Yeah. The manga artist was Daniel B. I don't think they dropped me their social media though. I'll have to go through and see. Okay. Almost done. And next one up. This one is another one of those cool, like, when can I pick up the graphic novel? Let me just go ahead and top one of these, please.
Yeah, this is nice.
This is The Future Is by Mikhail G.
Yeah, it's so much happening, right? You really want the story.
Yeah. I want to know immediately, right now, what's happening in the story.
Right. What is the kid saying underneath? What's happening above? It's the whole idea of like these split world dynamics and being able to see all these motions in one is a nice way of like visual storytelling.
And that, like, looking up into the sky on the left with the visor, that whole visor vibe is just, that's my ish. The visor with the hair and the coat or cloak, it just 100% my ish. 100%.
It reminds me of too, like being a little kid and like having these toy houses that you had to open up.
Like those dollhouse sets.
Right, exactly. And this kind of articulates that feeling, which I think is kind of fun.
That's what they gave me. I don't know why it's not. Or it says there's on Instagram the same one. Oh, they misspelled it when they sent it to me. Now I know. Cool. I will fix that.
Well, they put so much attention into the detail of the work.
Yes.
That
and the stars, the star effect again. I really like this one. I really like in the cityscape, but just the whole. This is one of those, like, I almost suspected like 4 stories, gliding into time.
Right. Right, exactly. It's like the Spider-Verse.
Yes. 100% like that. Okay, yeah. The visual flow in this is really good, really, really good. All right, and last one, but definitely not least. This is probably the one I feel the baddest for the stream because this has a stupid amount of detail that the stream just won't be able to show you. But this is We Contain Universes. Yep. We Contain Universes by Joshua Clark. And good damn. The detail on this is just silly.
Yeah.
This one is like legit like a Where's Waldo. I've stared at this one for a couple hours. It's really big, and I've blown it up just to be like, how much detail? There's a lot of detail.
Yeah, you can find so much, and I guess that's the theme being we contain universes. There's so many stories in the visuals, and then again, I have to say something just about the whole lighting dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
The use of color, the lighting. And it's interesting too because you have like this sort of window effect, right?
Yep.
That's happening, but then it's like they're very much outdoors, and then you're like, wait, is that a window? Because the buildings almost look like a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, wow, how cool is this? I could see you being like a kid and having this like up in your wall and staring at this image like.
Yes.
From the time you're like 9 until you move out the house.
This is just, and then you take it with you.
Mm-hmm. Right. You're like, this is my painting, Mom.
Like, I'll blow this one up a little bit, and you'll get to see it. But this is actually one that even online you probably won't see a detail because it's that big. I'll have to this is one of those images you have no choice but to truncate. But like the detail, like all these people dancing. Her hair is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Look at old dude over here, and this dog is it's silly. Mm-hmm. This creature right here, like this cat, panther, something, I don't know. Dude's got a whole fashion catalog in here too. Like the fashion on everybody's different. It's too much. The cat's got a prosthetic because it's like that.
Oh wow!
Like the kids have this whole cool dynamics they're running
carpet?
down. Yeah, the carpet has cool details to it.
I mean, you could just stop at the carpet. If there was nothing else but this carpet.
You're like, where can I order that? You got this is my favorite little piece. Like this wheelchair this guy has is just look at this. This is so cool. It like stands up. He's like, "What's up, homie?" More prosthetics, eye patches. This Captain Hook dude. I want to know what adventures this guy's been up to because he's been up to some shit.
Yeah.
Like the tree houses, and then don't miss this airship just chilling in the background.
Oh, look at the little kids running down.
Yeah, the little kids are it's so good. And then you got the adults over here talking, chilling, sharing a drink or two. Once again, the detail in this is just it's ridiculous. And then I like this DJ booth over here spinning the tunes for everybody.
You know what's so funny? I'm like listening to you and I'm looking at the images like on my phone, right? And I realized I'm looking so much at the images that I'm not like addressing you.
No, like, I'll do the same thing. I
forgot, like it's like you were just narrating it and I'm just kind of looking.
I think we over.
Right, I'm just looking at them. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I too should say something.
This is a killer piece. It's just I don't want to give anybody like extra praise. I want everybody to feel like a winner. This one is just this is a try hard piece, and I appreciate it for it. You know what I mean? So yeah, really good. Yeah, Bob skyscrapers. I know. And it's a really great thing. And so I should also say, like, because I've already talked to Joshua, because I'm gonna be real, I saw this piece and I was like, hi, what's up? And so like he's mixed in. I don't want to say he without making sure, but pretty sure he. But they merged in some of their own like personal art that they've done in there. Like that airship is from something that they're working on, their own projects and stuff like that. But they did go into this kind of with a mindset of like Swordsfall. So it's not like official, but this is like unofficially like kind of what it would be like in Swordsfall. Like especially in somewhere like Garuda, you know, they made a living within the forest. You know, they didn't just cut down the tree. Like they live within the tree, within the nature. Like they celebrate each other's, you know, strengths, and they make up for each other's weaknesses. And this has the vibe that I try to really like drive home in my own work. So like I really appreciate this piece just for that as a whole. Like I didn't expect anybody to do anything Swordsfall theme. I didn't want them to per se. Like I wanted people just to do whatever they wanted to, because you could do whatever you wanted to, right? But it was cool that someone wanted to do kind of a Swordsfall theme in terms of like the thematic kind of things I try to bring in. I super appreciate it, because this is exactly kind of what I want people to imagine my world on like a lazy Sunday in some random unknown place, you know? And it's got that vibe to it. My favorite thing about this piece, I will say, is like I do get the feeling that there is already a party going on, and the person on the left in the foreground is that person who just showed up, you know, and you know the person on the right's like, hey, I see you showed up. They're like, you know, black people time, it's whatever, and the party's already there, and it's people just hanging out. Hell, this could be the whole family. This could be all fam as far as we're concerned, you know. So I'm all about it.
I like it. I think it's super cool.
It's super cool. It's super cool. It's super cool. So, and yeah, the sky, someone was saying the sky is beautiful. So yeah, super good piece. Super good piece. Yeah, that's the last one.
It can't be.
Can be.
Go back to number one so we can start again. It's been so much fun.
It has been fun.
I got more to say.
I really have enjoyed really what everybody's art was, man. Like, which all in all, there was, out of the 60 spots we had open, there ended up being 41 finished entries. So congrats to all 41 people who finished. I super appreciate it. Now I guess it's time to decide a winner. So you, audience, don't go anywhere. We're gonna huddle. Aabria already sent me her picks that she liked, and Anairis did as well, so we'll have theirs. So me and Ytasha are going to figure out who we're going to crown as the grand winner, and the second and then third. And we'll take about a couple minutes, and then we'll come back. We'll announce that. I know what I'll do. Before we go on that, I will do something for y'all to keep yourself amused.
Good idea.
Right?
Maybe you should just put up one of the images.
Actually, I have something even better for them as soon as I set it up.
Yeah, people are already saying we need another contest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for it, you know. I do want to give people a little bit of time because, you know, it was crowdfunded. So I want to make sure that we get enough, like, interest going for another good bout of money. All right. Exclamation point raffle. To get entered into the raffle to get a copy of Summon of Kings for you, the audience, on me. Might give away, you know what? I'm going to give away a copy. I'm going to give away a copy of Summon of Kings. And I'm going to give away a t-shirt. Because I'm a nice guy like that.
Wow.
You know?
You are like Santa Claus.
I kind of like it. I kind of gave away some stuff in December for Christmas, and that was kind of fun. I did like a played 10 Days of Swordsfall and gave away like kind of my favorite stuff. I gave away like a DVD of Cowboy Bebop and some games and a whole bunch of stuff. So it was fun. Let me set this to gallery if it will behave, and y'all can watch that. Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm still here.
The
You can't see us, but you can hear us. Throw up this image slideshow on this empty one.
It's moments like these I wish I could play the triangle.
I feel that. And directory. Cool. All right, y'all. Enjoy this slideshow while I have this muted and we decide what we're going to give first place to. And okay. Enjoy the silence as you stare at art. Have fun. Be back.
Oh, what about that one with the fold out that looked like a house opened up?
Oh, the house? Yeah, we can get that honorable mention too. Okay. What's up, everybody? We are back. We've decided who gets to have cool stuff. Yeah. All right. I will leave. We'll finish the entry when we're done. That'll be the price to stick around. All right. So before we get to the winners, I want to give out some special mentions because, for one, everyone did such great work. It sucks about these contests is that someone has to win and therefore technically someone has to lose. But as the person who put on this event, I just want to say that every single person who did art is a winner. I was impressed with every single piece of art that came through.
Your prize list.
In prizes, like, literally you're getting stuff. But more than that, like there's something about like money on the line that makes you want to get to it. But it's just I really appreciate all the effort people went through. I know stuff like COVID was going on and people still like went through and did the work, and I really appreciate that. And I really want people to get comfortable with the feeling of shooting their shot. And I know as an artist, it has to feel like people don't see you. And so I just want to have a contest where it felt like you were seen, not just in terms of like exposure, because exposure is always free, but like put $100 in your pocket, get some airtime on Twitch, see people who you admire, look up to. In the future, I want to get like more like famous artists. I just realized I don't know a lot of people, so those are connections I have to make. But yeah, I just appreciate everybody for being in the contest. So even if you don't win, I hope you don't get discouraged. I appreciate it. I'm gonna shout the crap out of everybody on the website, so you have nothing to fear there. With that said, we want to start it off with some honorable mentions. The people who didn't.
Before we go there.
Before we get there? Okay. Yes,
I just want to
absolutely.
say, so much of the art was so incredible.
Yes.
Like, this was not an easy decision. A lot of the pieces were like, they were masterful. They demonstrated technique. You had emotion. You had a story. We could tell what time period you're pulling from. There's detail, and there was this hopefulness, this ebullience, grace. If you were in this contest, you are like amazing. So don't go out there thinking that you're lesser than, or no, that's not even the point, right? You are like amazing. I like to compare it to Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album almost never got made. There's an entire, like documentary about it. And, people are like, oh, he was this kid star. What's he going to do? Nobody was trying to sign him as an adult. Michael Jackson, one of the greatest entertainers of all time. So I use that as an example to say that you're amazing. You're probably way more amazing than you give yourself credit for. You're beating yourself up. You're like, oh, it doesn't look like this, doesn't look like that. No, you are amazing. Everyone in this contest is super dope, super amazing. And it's just a matter of, it's not even about who connects with your work. A lot of people connect with your work. It's just about where's the place to showcase it and where you want to do and go with. But it has nothing to do with your ability, your talent, your demonstrated excellence. I just have to say that. And I'm saying this as a person who, of course, I wrote the book Afrofuturism. I wrote a lot of sci-fi. I work with artists. And the stuff here it captured a vision of a future that we want to be a part of. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So you need to know how dope you are. So I'm sorry, I just had to give that little spill so people would know. You are dope. Know that. You gotta walk out here and know it. People are gonna be acting like, oh, I didn't get it. They don't understand. No. Forget those people. You have to know it in your art. You have to just get out there and the exciting things you want to happen for you will happen for you. But you need to know that your stuff is really good. And we're not just saying that. And he has like a gazillion gifts for everyone because you literally are amazing. This is the most spectacular art contest I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of. So I have to thank you for drawing these amazing talent. You could have drawn a bunch of not amazing talent, and we surely would not have spent all this time talking about every piece. We would have been like splash page. The winner is. So the fact that you can have a compelling conversation about 40, 50 art pieces
41
submitted. Every single piece that was submitted, we were able to have an in-depth conversation about. And the first 2 or 3 I didn't comment on because I couldn't see the art on my phone. So it has no reflection of you and your amazingness and me having none of that. So anyway, I just really think that's important for people to know. Because sometimes you don't know how good you are. Because people aren't going to be like, oh, you're good. They're just like, so do you work for Marvel? And you're like, no, that's not even the point, right? So anyway, that is it. You have the Swordsfall rubber stamp. You have the Ytasha Womack rubber stamp. You are dopeness personified.
Period.
Go forth and be true.
What Ytasha said. All right, and with that said, special mentions. So honorable mentions, special mentions. Basically, what I did was I had all the judges, all 4, basically give a list of their top 4 pieces that they liked, and then me and Tasha just talked about it. I also took the other 2 judges into account and then came up with that. There were people who didn't make it to everybody's list, and I wanted to give them a shout out as an honorable mention to basically be like, hey, you were in the judges spotlight, the eye. Sorry you didn't win, but hella good job. Yes? Okay. So the first one that we're gonna do is honorable mention goes to City Celebration. This one was just really cool. It had a really cool mix of styles, had a really cool color vibe to it. I like the sun that turns into Sauron. It's just really cool.
And City Celebration.
Yeah.
I see you. I see what you were doing, and thank you.
Thank you. And City Celebration once again is by Shinikai. I don't know if they dropped off socials. Let me see. I asked people to drop off socials so I could highlight you, and then people didn't drop off socials. Yeah, Sean Womble. So, Google Shinkai. Follow them somewhere, wherever they are. So, props. Appreciate it. And the next one is going to be Alright, so the next honorable mention is Exist 9's piece, Clarissa Williams. This was one of the pieces that I loved myself, especially, and it landed on Anairis's list. So the voice actor for Mirko loves this piece. So shout out to Clarissa. I really like the color of this piece. This is one of the pieces that made me just man, I hate that everybody can't win because I really love this piece. So honorable mention to Exist 9, amazing piece, amazing work. I hope to see way more of this in the future.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Oh my God, so amazing. Thank you.
There's gonna be a number of special mentions because we had so many people, so you're gonna have to wait with bated breath. And the next one is,
and I think a lot of people on the feed will be like, man, those pieces are super dope.
this was that contest where it was man, you would have won had that other piece not been there. And that's all it is. Like, there was nothing wrong that you did. It was a beautiful piece. It's just, I in the future, I want to have like 1 through 8 as place winners, because easily could have. So next honorable mention is No One Left Behind. Really love the detail of this piece. This was another one that ended up on not everybody's list, but half the list. It's one of the ones I enjoyed myself as well. A lot of stories in this one. I really enjoy the line work. I really enjoy the expressions, the art style, the mech with the drum. I just love this whole piece. I'm like, where can I cop this manga or comic book? Point me at it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to buy it. Hook me up.
The spirit of it is really great.
Really good.
You really see the spirit of it and capturing music. And, you know, I love music, but I'm just always excited when people are able to capture the spirit of music.
Yes.
Illustration.
Yes.
It's not an easy thing to do.
And it does it in this one a lot. A lot. Like, I almost feel greedy, but this is a piece that I'm like, I want to ask the artist to be like, so are you going to color it? Because I really want to know what they were thinking about for colors.
But it's so compelling as a black and white. They could do it as a black and white comic and it'd just be like...
Easily would be good as is. Really good shading.
Yeah.
I just can't help... I look at this and I'm definitely like, I wonder what else. So, definitely an artist I look forward to. Yeah, right? What's the next story?
It really literally is. What happened next?
Right. Like, for real. Like, I'm ready to turn the page. Okay. And next runner-up. I think there's like one more runner-up. And then we'll get to the goodies. All right, and the next honorable mention is this piece by Leah Henderson's. Just the render on this is so cool. I just really appreciate just the tone and just feel of this piece in particular. The hair detail is super good. I'd be real. I love the thick thighs. Like when people actually draw like realistic figures or like that, I'm just like, what's up? So everything about this piece I just personally enjoy, so I threw this on my honorable mentions because I really like it. And yes, follow Leah. People are throwing out their social media, so make sure you follow, connect for sure. And then one more honorable mention and then we'll move on to the goodies.
Can I just note too that I really like the fact that characters were depicted with a variety of complexions. Yes. So you have black characters, you know, people of African descent come in a range of colors, and you really see that depicted in all of the art, actually.
All of it. It was just a whole just blend of different blackness, and it was just good to see. You know, like we know it exists, you just don't see it enough. And the final runner-up is Burrito's magazine cover, because I super love this one. It's just cool. I don't know what to say. Like, this is something I want to see in reality now. I want to see Rogue magazine. I'd love the idea of like this being content in the future. I love the idea of this being like a super successful black magazine and like tackling like all these like hard hitting subjects. So to me personally, I super resonate with this piece, and I want it to be reality.
Yeah, it has you wanting more. Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. On to the thing, the grand prize. Well, not the grand prize, the third prize. The prizes? Prizes. Final prizes? Top three. There we go. I had to figure out the nomenclature for it. Took me a second. The top three winners. So, starting with number 3, which had the vote of 3 of the judges. All right. And Ytasha! Third place goes to Ladies' Night.
Woo-hoo.
Really enjoyed this piece because, for one, I love a piece that I can see like in real life, and this is a piece that like has a story to it. I could see it. I could see like the outfits in real life. I like the concept of it being like a mix of kind of traditional like adventure characters, but also like real characters after night, and also the little bit about the 3 different people. I love that kind of insight. It's dead spot on. I could see it in real life. I could see it in the piece. Love the colors. Loved it. Yeah. I don't know what Ytasha has to say about it.
No, I mean, it's completely relatable, but it's, these are women and I think what distinguishes it is the level of emotion that is in the piece. So we're able to get a sense of what these women are thinking. We're able to see that there's inherently a complementary tension with kind of where they are. But at the same time, it's something that's very real. And then it's something that we're looking at in a future context. So I think for people who are just kind of thinking, what separates one thing from another, when you're able to really capture emotion in these stories or these visual pieces, connecting with that emotion is really significant.
And it really did. Like, it really connected. Like, it's one of those pieces you see and then I immediately start exploring and it connects. Like, it's one of those, like, sometimes you see a piece and you could see it completely recreated in real life and it being, like, as one-to-one. And this is one of those. So I super enjoy it. Enjoy it.
It felt very real. Perhaps because it was real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It was real. It was like rooted in real life in just the right way. So congrats to the winner, Ladies' Night. And with it, you get $700.
Woo!
Can't go wrong with that. And you know the prizes. And I'll be messaging. I'll be mentioning the top 3 winners afterwards to get all your details and all that. So congrats to that one. All right, and next we have the second place winner.
That's exciting.
Right? I should have put like a drum roll noise on a soundboard or something. All right, and for our second place winner, we have. I'm all damn drum roll. Boom! The Future Is, by Mikael G. Like, some of these pieces were so good. I just stared at it. I was like, damn, you just went off. And this is one of those pieces. It's another one that I see as a story in my head instantly, which really gets to me. So I see the character on the left, and it's got kind of like a classic pose to the left, like that sort of like, we're going to space, like, look at me, like, and yet the sort of quick draws of the other 3 different instances that you could see as either 3 different stories besides the character, or it could be like a glimpse into like their life, like this is where they lived and this was like them as a teen, as a kid, like their struggles or whatnot. So I love a good piece with not only detail but also story to it. So this is one that I think was on everybody's list. Yep, so pretty much the top 2 was on everybody's list, so this is one of those. So super good piece. Tasha?
Yes, I like the piece. It was, like I said, it spoke to that wonderment. And when you can see a story in the making, that's just all the more exciting. So great job.
And it's definitely one of those, which I'm really curious on some of the artists, if these are stories that they've kind of come up before, if these were all just really off the top of their head, because some of these just looked like they just had a story like begging to tell. Like some of them had me wanting to write those stories, and I was like, I mean, I could just, if no one's gonna write a story, I'll just pen this in. So super good, really enjoyed it. Props to Michael. Hope you're in chat. Socials, I think it was just had it spelled wrong. I think it was trash, actually trash. I was like, maybe this is just a fancy name, because it happens.
Yeah, great job. And there were quite a few of the pieces, I think, that had like this moment of emotional connectivity.
I'm about it.
I think it's a really special.
I want to see it ASAP. I want the story. So, congrats on winning second place and $1,000 and $1,050. That just sounds weird. $1,050. Either way, 4 digits. Congrats to second place. Now you have to do the whole story. So those are just the rules. Sorry. I mean, like, I know you didn't sign a contract, but there was a contract you didn't really sign. But in there somewhere it says if you win this and the art's cool, you are obligated to do more art and finish your story and to become rich and famous. So just thought I'd let you know. So anyway, moving on to number 1.
Just a little asterisk.
With a little asterisk. I started off at this art contest. I'm just saying, when you become rich and famous, don't forget about your boy. That's all I'm saying. I don't want no money. I'm just the kind of person, I want to be able to say, oh yeah, I know this famous person. And people are like, no, you don't know them. I just want to be able to see you on the street or at like a con or backstage. And I can be like, hey, person. And you're like, hey, Brandon. And then we like fist bump for a second. And I get that moment where they're like, you do know that famous person. I'm like, I do need that famous person. That's what I mean. I don't need money. I'm just saying, like, if you see me on the streets, at least just fist bump me. That's all I ask.
That would be nice.
Yeah,
that would be thoughtful.
Nice. Just don't treat me like you don't know me. All right. And first place, the winner of a bunch of money and like 50 pounds worth of prizes is We Contain Universes by Joshua Clark. I'd like to pretend like that was a prize, but I think everybody kind of knew because it's really, really sillily good and detailed. And this is like one of the most pieces I've seen detailed in like my life. Like it's really good. It's really good. It's story in like every moment. There's almost like a Where's Waldo feel to it. Like every time you look at it, you can see new little detail. This little part you didn't miss. This expression. The animals are dope. The kids are dope. The adults are dope. The old people are dope. The trees are dope. Like there's an airship just chilling. That's dope. I mean, like,
right. You want to know more about the world. You know, you're like, wow, this world looks like really engaging.
Mm-hmm. Instantly sold.
All of these people. Like, I don't want to know they are as a collective. I want to know each and every single one, their backstory, how they got to the event, where they're going afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it just has that kind of layer to it.
I want to season with each group of people.
Yes, you captured definitely a universe. Or many universes. Because all of these people, I know they have like really complicated stories.
Which I assume so, because they look awesome and they deserve that.
Yes.
All right. So, with that said, Joshua Clark wins $1,600 and a whole bunch of sweet prizes, including this awesome so big it blocks out my lighting. So, congrats. Yeah, I'm just super pleased with everybody that turned out for this stuff, man. It turned out really, really good. You have exactly 10 seconds to finish entering in the raffle before I close it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. There's always that one, see? Too late. You snoozed.
Wait, I want to submit my raffle now.
Prince. So I know people want Prince, so I'll be transparent. So when I did this contest, I made it clear to everybody that they kept the rights to all their work, because I did not want this to feel like a backdoor way to getting free art or cheap art or anything like that. So the next thing we're going to be doing is, as I said on the GoFundMe, there's $1,000 I'll be using to hire a POC graphic designer to put these together into a little book. And so the plan is going to be, I'm going to put it on the Swordsfall website. Digital would be free because it costs nothing. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably throw it through Lulu Express, which lets you do like on demand, like what I do with my comics and whatnot. And then basically what I'm going to set the price to charge for the cost of it, because I feel like that's fair, right? So I don't make any money off it. You're literally just going to pay the cost of it and shipping, and you can get those, and that'll be cool. As far as prints, that's up to the artist. If they want to do their own prints, that's 100% up to them. That's on them. I kind of plan to talk to the artists and ask them if they would be okay, if any of them are interested in me doing prints on my store or whatever. I'll talk to them about that. So once again, it's their art. They own it, so I don't make these decisions. If you're interested in the art or using it or anything like that, make sure to message those artists. I will have the page up and probably like, I'm not gonna do it today. I'm gonna go eat and then play video games today for real.
I'm following all of the artists. I'm buying the book, getting the digital. I'm getting several copies of the print version.
Hell yeah!
I am in the competition.
I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Thank you to all the sponsors, because I'm really impressed with all the sponsors. I did not expect anything besides me and one other two companies. So shout out to Swordsfall Studios. Oh wait, hey, that's me. Shout out to XP Pen USA, Copic Markers, Clip Studio Paint, R.Talsorian Games, Paizo, Hero Forge Minis, Roll Inc., Hitpoint Press, Nerdburger Games, Metalweave Games, Masif Press, Onyx Path Games, Green Ronin, Evil At, Tabletop Loot, The Rook and Raven, Pelgrane Press, Campfire Writing Software, Charisma 20 Bodycare, SuperDillion, Avery Aabria, and Jonathan Sifton. Thank you all for putting in for prizes. Super appreciate it. Thank you to the 200 people who put in money so that we could hit 11K to play out all the artists. Thank you for all the artists who showed up. We had 60 entrants. Not everybody was able to get theirs finished. I understand. 41 people did. Appreciate all of you who did. To those who joined, weren't able to finish your art, I understand. No hard feelings, no worries. I hope to see you at the next one. There will be a next one. When? I have no idea. No idea. Nope. I have no idea. We'll do another one because this one was a hit. Ideally, I'd also like to maybe hit some other sectors, right? Because I know there's animators out there and music people. I don't know. I might see if I can do this in another avenue and whatnot. But either way, I like doing these things, and as long as people will support it, I will keep doing them. Try to get a little more organized next time.
And the success of this one.
Yeah. This was really good.
Success. Give it its moment. People are always like, "What's next?" No, you just announced the winner 2 seconds ago. Right?
Let it simmer.
Simmer in the winners. Simmer in the awesome participants. All the great prizes. All the great brands who supported. All of that. We are just going to sit with it. Well, I'm going to sit with it. I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to go get some chocolate ice cream made out of avocado, and I'm going to sit and think about the future. Thank you for this level of inspiration.
Real quick questions. What are you going to do with the extra money from all the non-entries? There's multiple grand that have no purpose right now. So, as I said on the GoFundMe, so I don't want none of this money in my hands. So, literally what's going to happen is I'm going to pay the graphic designer, and then all the money is going to get split between the entrants, and then what I'm going to do with the extra money is I'm just going to pay the fees and the shipping. So shipping for the prizes to send to the top 3, and ideally I'll have to do the math, but I think it should do me enough to be able to give them the money and not have to pay out fees. They won't have to pay the PayPal fees. I can pay the PayPal fees. I think I can. So that's what I'm going to try to do with the money. So yeah, that my whole goal of this was to spend all the money in the artist. I don't want none of it. I do my thing. If you want to support me, go buy merch. You know what I do. Support me there. So that was pretty much that.
Big up to Brandon, everyone. Woo! Big up to Brandon for putting together this contest, for being amazing, for being a saint.
I appreciate it. I like good art. I like good stuff, man. And it's just like my style is. Especially because what happened was a lot of stuff came out because of the shootings and everything, and with the last round, I'm just the kind of person. I mean, I have nothing against charity. I think charity is great. It's just me personally. I'm the kind of person I want to do something for people. Right? I'm the kind of person I show up at a soup kitchen and stuff like that. I personally need that tangible feeling of like, yeah, I helped you out rather than just an organization. So I wanted to do this as a way to like help out artists. Help out creators by putting artists visibly in their face. You've now seen 40 artists, and they're all black, identifying people of color. You now have no excuses to saying you don't know any artist of color. Plenty of them commission. Great, amazing artists of color. Like, there's no excuses now. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to do, and I thought it was a cool way to give them some money. Also, like, to be cool, but also like nothing makes you want to do good work like offering $1,600 to someone. So like, you know what I mean? So like, I know how the world works. Like, yeah, I want to do stuff for a good cause, but good cause plus money, there. So that's what that was. And oh, by the way, make sure any of the artists, if you are still in here, make sure you update your portfolio and you post it on the Basecamp. If you do not see it, remember, Powerhouse Animation, the people who did the animation for Castlevania Netflix, the studio who's doing the animation for my anime in the future, they offered to look at all your portfolios. I got them to agree to look at all your portfolios, an actual animation studio. So if you are interested, if you're in this art contest, get your portfolio together and let me know, because I got them to agree to that, and I will be sending it to them. So, pick a winner for the Summon of Kings before we get out of here. Boom! Dragon X has won a PDF copy of Summon of Kings. Congratulations. If you can just email me at my email. Actually, I'll just DM. Nah. Anyway, we'll just do it like this, because I'm lazy and I'm ready to go. Alright, just email my service email, info@service, swordsfall.com, put in the message, one Summon of Kings on stream, so I know who you are. Make sure you give me your email and all that good stuff so I can hook you up. Thank you to my special guest. I'm sorry that Anairis couldn't come. I totally understand. I appreciate her even agreeing to. That would have been awesome. Thank you to Aabria for showing up from HyperRPG, one of my favorite people. She had a jet because, of course, she streams, so she had a place to be. Understandable. Thank you to Ytasha for being here. I super appreciate that. It's really great, like, getting to, like, not only, like, meet your heroes, but then, like, hang out with them on stream. So that's really awesome for me. So I super appreciate it. No, like, legit, like, you were one of the first books that I read before I got into Swordsfall. So, like, 100%. So that's, like, an inspiration to, like, me and what I'm doing. So, like, it was not an accident that I invited you. I was like, gotta invite the people that I like too. So appreciate you for coming on. Thank you to everybody for showing up to the stream. I appreciate it. I think that's it. I feel like I actually did everything I was supposed to for once. So congrats to this guy. Let's see who we can raid, y'all, because we're going to spread this love. So let's see who's doing what right now. See what my fam's up to. We're going to go raid Black Girl Gamers because I like them over there. I don't know if I'm still a mod over there. Alright. Great stream. Appreciate it. All right. As far as the Swordsfall side, before we get going, things as usual. I'll probably be silent this weekend. I'm finishing a part of Welcome to Tech Horror. Y'all know how that goes. Hopefully I'll be able to throw out some Kickstarter updates soon. I've been waiting on some news to finish, some ink to dry on some contracts. Like I said, if I'm silent, it's because I'm working on stuff. You know how it is. Should be back to Tuesday stream as usual, assuming nothing crazy happens. Other than that, man, help everybody takes care of each other. Love each other. Watching Black Panther. You know how it goes. Thank you everybody for coming out, and I super appreciate it. When we go over to Black Girl Gamers, if you wouldn't mind throwing up a Swordsfall raid as we usually do to let them know where they came from, where we came from, and what's going on, I appreciate it. Gosh, it was a good stream. I appreciate everybody. This is really good. All right. Artist, shoot your shots. Creators, shoot your shots. Let's do this thing. It's on us now, right? All right. Until then, see you later. And I'll come up with a catchphrase one of these days. But until then, peace.
Bye.
All right. We are over there now.